This little piggy has been generating revenue for the state all damn day long. This is Borg, and Borg's the little liar. He's like, oh, I gotta have backup. I gotta have backup. Yep. Stay 10 feet away from me.
Interfering at this point with his
stay 10 feet away from me.
With his traffic stop.
Why? You
Provide
stay
me your ID now.
10 feet away from
10
me.
Feet now.
10 feet away from me.
You want to walk up on him when he's on a traffic stop like that? You knocked my...
You just said to me you want to walk up on him when he's on a traffic stop.
Oh, sure. You are not, and I repeat, not, until you prove otherwise in a court of law beyond a reasonable doubt, you are not to call any other litigant a criminal.
Sure, and well, I've been alleged to be a criminal.
So while we will I will make sure that the proper respect is given to you. I'm going to ask the same of you. So you will refer to Mr. Greco as either Mr. Greco or as the prosecutor, but you're not going to call any other litigant or any other witness or anybody else a criminal unless they actually have a criminal record or they have been proven to be a criminal in a court of law by a jury of their peers.
Yeah, and for the record, I called him a suspected criminal. I'm very careful. I'm very careful with my words in court.
Again, you're splitting hairs, and I'm just telling you right now. I'm giving you one heads up.
I
don't allow any kind of Jerry type Jerry Springer stuff where there's going to be finger pointing, chair throwing, and name calling.
Well, I did do a cop watch karaoke, which is probably what led up. Which is probably what led up to this event. I did do a cop watch karaoke.
Critical sign 1-1. Shorty fire burning on the dance floor. Forks the
Carl? Slightly better than I would have expected, to be honest with you. It was okay.
You don't have to overperform, don't have to oversing. It's transmitting to the live audience perfectly, so just watch that. Okay?
Good, Paula. That was good. Reminds me of a lot of singers today. You don't have to have the best voice necessarily, but I like the whole thing. You get into what you're doing. And I actually thought the vocal was better than I thought it was going to be. Right, Dog Pound? Yeah. See, even the Dog Pound agrees.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
They call themselves First Amendment auditors and citizen journalists.
I said, did you guys see the memo?
About the First Amendment?
Yeah. The First Amendment auditors. No?
Any ID on you?
Why would I need ID?
You don't have to give it to me. I'm just asking if you had one.
Okay. See, this is where the polite conversation starts to turn impolite. Like, I would never ask you where you live.
We're just
right?
seeing if you're willing to give it to me, that's it.
Yeah. Can I see your ID?
No.
Okay.
A Utica detective has been suspended and an investigation opened after an altercation with two men Wednesday is caught on tape. Jason Colthorpe is live in Utica tonight. Jason, that video has now gone viral and has been seen more than 50,000 times since it was posted just last night.
I'm coming for your job. I'm coming for your job.
Calm down, dude. Calm down. Get your dog. Get your dog. Hey, get your dog. Get your dog. Get your dog. Put him on a leash.
You gonna talk? I got freedom of speech too.
Are you
I got freedom of speech too.
I got freedom of speech too. Welcome in, everybody. I didn't have work today. It's a little too wet outside for me to be working today. As you can see today, I am Chess Master Josh. So if you don't know what I'm talking about here, I'll just show you real quick. I am a chess master.
You were a chess master, Josh?
So I would like to be referred to as Chess Master Josh from now on. Anyways, that's not really all here. Let me put this banner back up. That's not really what I'm here to talk to you guys about. I was bored. It's too wet to work outside, so I figured I'd give you guys the exclusive audio of this right here, the private room discussion. Since that case has been dismissed, it's now safe to talk about it. But you can see right there, that's Mr. Jeff Fanto. And we're going to talk about the live discussion, or not the live discussion, the private discussion that I had with Mr. Fanto. That's going to be about 25 minutes long. Let me run you through a few clips real fast. That way, if anybody comes in, we can tell them, hey, rewind to the beginning of this. We're going to run through clips. We're going to run through them very fast. Just get to the meat and potatoes of this live stream, okay? The meat and potatoes of the live stream. But here's where we're at. That's what we're going to focus on. I'm going to give you the 25-minute audio of the private room discussion with the public defender. But first, let's take a look at these clips that we're going to run through real fast.
See, and this is Houston versus Hill. Although the preservation of liberty depends on part and maintenance of social order, the First Amendment requires that officers and municipalities respond with restraint in the face of verbal challenges to police action, since a certain amount of expressive disorder is inevitable in a society committed to individual freedom and must be protected if that freedom would survive.
So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to talk a little bit about Houston v. Hill, but we're also going to focus on this guy and what him and I talked about. Let's see, before the trial that I went to, that I was supposed to have the day of the trial, and then it got postponed. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, at the beginning we replayed the arrest, right? What led up to all this stuff. So the day of the trial comes around and nobody has heard this right here. Nobody has heard this audio right here. So as soon as we get a few people in here, we'll play that exclusive audio for you. It's very telling. And this is what's going to be cool about this, guys, is that we can watch this in real time. It's 25 minutes long. What I want you guys to do in the chat is just press pause. If we come to a part of the audio that you want me to pause it on, we can talk about it. And then what I'll do is I'll try to clip this part of it so I can put it in a future video. So it's kind of like we'd be interactively building the next video together. If that doesn't make sense, I'll explain, or it'll make more sense as we get going. I'm going to play the 25-minute audio. If you guys want me to pause on a certain part, we'll pause it. I'll put your comments up there. So this will be like interactive, making a video together. Kay Stevenson, what is up? Appreciate you coming in. And I think I threw almost everybody's name up here when they first came in. Rochelle H., John Denicola. Rochelle, you were talked about in a troll channel the other day. They wanted to know what happened to that Rachel girl. What happened to that Rachel girl? It was quite hilarious. Lion 1, and obviously if Wolvie is in here, hold on. If Wolvie is in here, we got to play this for Wolvie. Hold on, Wolvie. You know what you get. And for those of you who don't know, Wolvie was the one who drove me to this court date. So actually, if we hopped in a time machine, we went back in time. Wolvie pulls me up to this slave house that you see right there. And on 4/18/2023, I have a discussion with Mr. Jeff Fanto, right? So here, let me put his image back up. Let me take this back down here, Wolvie. So it's the private discussion between me and him. And since the case is now dismissed, it's now safe to talk about this. But Rochelle, appreciate you being in here. Kay Stevenson, thanks for checking the Chessmaster. Josh, you like that, Rochelle? Yeah. So, but nice act of civil disobedience. John Denicola. I love acts of civil disobedience. Those are my favorite. So anyways, we're going to talk about his audio But first, let me run you through a couple clips. If you guys weren't paying attention to the last live stream, it got a little bit out of hand. I'll show you an example of kind of what I'm talking about here, but there were internet issues that I was having and experiencing on my end. But before those internet issues, this is kind of where things started to get out of hand. I'll show you this. This was the last, this was from the last live stream. Let me get this image out of here so that we can just focus on what happened on the last live stream before things spun out of control, right? Before things started spinning out of control. Wolvie had to come in, dominate the conversation, just put the trolls in their place. But this was from the last live stream right here.
Because the shorts really do a good job of highlighting the inappropriate behavior of the cops. Because like it hyper focuses on the bad behavior of the cops. So I really like that aspect.
And they have all that extra time for all of the context.
Yeah, but the context doesn't matter when you're looking at the abuse of the cops.
Greatest thing for a fraud.
Or if you want to go see stupid stuff, go see Thrasher Skateboard Magazine. So you could laugh at people doing stupid stuff because they're trying to do cool stuff and they're not just trying to make shorts off of it.
How am I not supposed to make any sexist jokes right now, Lillian?
Dude, it's just a t-shirt.
But Mr. Carroll,
Jesus Christ, this thing's got out of control.
Mr. Carroll,
it's go check out Thrasher Skateboard Shorts. Don't check out BSBT Shorts.
So that was from the last live stream. If you missed it, I got kicked out because of internet issues. Then the live stream took on a life of its own. Feel free to go back and watch that. That was the very last live stream that we did. Of course, that was my ex-girlfriend that came up that felt the need to show off her chest on the live stream. I'm not complaining. I have better things to do than complain about that sort of stuff. But anyways, if you want to see something spiral out of control, go ahead and do that. What I played for you, this clip, this Houston versus Hill, let me just play
See, and this is Houston versus Hill. Although the preservation of liberty depends on part and maintenance of social order, the First Amendment requires...
That was that motorcade with Biden come in. What I thought was interesting about that, first off, Houston versus Hill, you see there's cops in the background, there's the presidential motorcade, all that shit, right? Me and Wolvie go to the parade. People are saying F Joe Biden before that change to let's go Brandon or whatever it is, right? So anyways, very interesting. I thought a couple things in there. First Amendment, the police have to respond with restraint, so you can sit there calling pigs and all that crap to their face. They're supposed to respond with restraint, right? That was first thing. Second thing, to see the political divide in there was very interesting. But that's not what I'm focusing on today. That would get us off on a totally different tangent to see just bizarre things that I guess I noticed out there. Wolvie noticed them too, so we weren't crazy. We actually discussed a lot of the things. For example, when people were saying F Joe Biden, the crowd didn't have a problem with that. But as soon as you said F the police, they had a huge problem with it, told you not to use cuss words. When they themselves were just using cuss words, not moments before that. But it was a very thick back to blue crowd. So when we were saying F the police, or when Wolvie was saying it very loudly, it was just, it was an epic day. Let's put it that way. Let's not get too far taken off track. Let's focus on Houston versus Hill real quick. So those were the clips I had for you guys. We ran through them real quick. A couple things before I play the audio for the private discussion that we had. I just wanted to say, let's talk about Houston versus Hill for a quick second. But if you can, anybody in here, tell somebody, you feel free to go back to the very beginning of this. Once they get to here, they can catch up with us and see where we're at, right? But anyways, I just wanted you guys to see those clips. Let me show you something on Houston versus Hill real quick. So this is what I was stating in the video right there. The preservation of liberty depends in part upon maintenance of social order. The First Amendment requires that officers and municipalities respond with restraint in the face of verbal challenges to police action. Since a certain amount of expressive disorder is inevitable in a society committed to individual freedom and must be protected if that freedom would survive. You'll hear me reference this case law in this upcoming audio. And the other thing, if you can do me a favor, anybody that plans to stick it out and listen to the full audio, by the way, this will be great if you're at work or something and you can't really interact and you want to just listen to the audio. Again, we're going to do interactive. If somebody wants me to pause the audio, that's fine. We'll pause it as we go. But if you choose to interact, that'll be cool as well. But you'll hear me reference Houston versus Hill. I just wanted to bring that up real fast and then also show you, Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire is also going to be mentioned in this clip, which is interesting. That's another side story. I'm not going to get too far distracted, but Frauditor Follies, Hazukai, mentioned Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire, says that nobody in the auditing community or Copwatch community has ever referenced this, and that's not true because I've heard it referenced several times. And before you made that observation, Hazukai, you'll hear me bring this up in the audio with the attorney. But I just want you guys to be able to read that if you want. And then here's another little tidbit from Houston versus Hill that's going to play a part in the discussion we're about to listen to, right? Properly trained officers may reasonably be expected to exercise a higher degree of restraint than the average citizen and thus be less likely to respond belligerently to fighting words. So the threshold for cops is higher. That's what that means, is that the threshold for cops is supposed to be higher when it comes to fighting words. Okay? So now that we're all caught up, again, this is going to be about 25 minutes. I'll be in the chat interacting with you guys. Like I said, if you want me to pause it, I'll be reading through comments intently. So if I see a good comment, I'll bring it up. We can pause it and we can discuss it. Okay, but this, like I said, it's about 25 minutes of audio. So depending on how many times we pause it, we'll see how fast we can get through it. Okay, but what we're about to listen to again is this. Wolvie pulls me up to the slave house. I get out of the slave house. This is from April 18th, 2023, the private room discussion with Jeff Fanto, the public defender, who is now not the public defender because those charges have been dismissed and 3 new charges following, but it's now safe to talk about this case, even though it applies to the next case, which is going to be kind of hilarious. But anyways, here's the audio. Like I said, if you want me to pause it, just ask me to pause it in the comment section, okay? Here we go. Here's the audio right here. Well, I'd be doing well, yeah. I mean, other than costing me money, I would have been working today. And is it playing? Taking an Uber back. I think it's trying to play, guys. It is trying to play. I'm privately not. I'm self-employed. I've been self-employed for about 10 years. Yeah. Well, I did tile. Yeah, I did tile for 7 years. My number one customer was my brother-in-law, and I pretty much worked for him almost all the time. And then he tried kidnapping my kid.
That's probably not good.
Yeah. So when your employer tries taking custody of your child, then we may be having technical difficulties. Yeah. Yeah, and of course he gets to go to court and say, "Oh, well, he's unemployed." Well, no, I'm self-employed. Okay, here we go. My number one customer. Yeah. And of course, there's no good things he has to say about me. Hopefully. Right. So as you can see, my trust issues run a lot deeper than just with Blue Line gang members. It was working earlier, Guy, I promise you. Gotcha. There we go. I'm going to check audio on my end and see if, in fact, it's playing. Plea deal? I mean, I had people put their hands on me, and I really don't enjoy people putting their hands on me. When I don't like unwanted touching. Well, I might just have to make a conventional video out of this, but we'll try one last time. Come on, play for us. Play, audio, play. Somebody touched me when I did not want that to happen. And I told him, I said, stay 10 feet away from me at all times. And there's a reason I say that. You know, I mean, you're an attorney. You know there's a reason why. I say
Oh,
that
you
on
can
the-
hear. Okay.
To stay 10
My
feet
bad.
away from me at all times. You may have researched some of the other videos. If a cop gets too close to me, guess what I say? Back up, you're getting too close. I don't want you anywhere close to me. You're a violent thug and I don't want you close to me. Right? There's a reason for that. Because then a jury is going to see that. Right? They're going to know I had no desire to physically interfere with anybody. Right. And so, according to Houston versus Hill, you know, before we do a bench trial, I would like to voir dire our judge, though, before I go for a bench trial.
We've already gone the bench trial route.
Well, I have a few questions for him. I want to know if he has familiarized himself with the case law of Houston versus Hill.
I think he teaches constitutional law.
So then he probably knows Houston versus Hill, which states that
the Constitution side of things.
Yeah. Well, again, my trust issues run deep. It's not just with this court. It's not with you. It's not with anybody. It's just in general, right? So, but I would like to know if he's familiarized himself recently with Houston versus Hill. There's a lot of case law. There's a ton of stuff that goes into law.
Well, here's what he will do. If he's uncomfortable with the, once we do all this, and if he's uncomfortable with the arguments in terms of the law, he will do one of two things. He will say, I will render a decision at a different date, or you two brief it. So he will, one way or the other, be familiar with the law.
Well, Houston versus Hill, I mean, the case law couldn't be more clear that it either has to be physical interference or it has to rise to the threshold of fighting words.
It doesn't have to be physical. The Sixth Circuit has said it doesn't have to be physical.
But in order to be verbal, it has to be fighting words.
But my issue
is Chaplinsky versus New Hampshire. It has to be.
There's a Sixth Circuit case.
I mean, who in the hell knows what fighting words is, anyways? I mean, you know, if I can provoke somebody to assault me, it's still their fault for. I mean, they teach you that in anger management. You know, you're responsible for the way you act. Somebody can't entice you unless you're giving them a threat, and of course, threats are not permitted by free speech.
They understand that. And my biggest argument is board does a series of stops, and from takeoff to clear, average of 4 to 10 minutes maybe, and 10 is probably on the outside. It's probably closer.
Yeah, so he's doing stops every 4 to 10 minutes. Okay.
Every one of the stops that they're talking about with you, well within the parameters. So I have a real problem with where's your interference? How are you preventing him? Could you here's an interference. If you are on top of him when he's talking to the driver and you're preventing that conversation, that's interference.
Yeah, I could see that. Blowing the bullhorn so that he can't communicate with the driver. Sure.
But that's not what you do.
I protest. I throw a loud verbal protest.
That's the issues here.
And I wouldn't have had a problem with Borgen unless I didn't see him lie on his police report about Wolverine. If I didn't see him lie, because I have no tolerance for somebody that's in uniform that's going to lie. I mean, he should be known as Brady List Borg at this point. He lied in his report. He flat out lied. He flat out tried to manipulate that. And when you're an officer, you have to take that responsibility extremely serious because you can ruin people's lives. So, to me, if I had it my way, he would be in the unemployment line. You know, and then another thing that I like to, another question that can't be answered when I get these guys on the stand, when the police officers are on the stand, is there any factual evidence that a private civilian has any obligation to follow the written instrument called traffic code? When they're on the stand, how do you think a cop answers that question?
Slow down there to me again.
What factual evidence is there to show that a private civilian has any obligation to follow the written instrument called traffic code? And that's what the court would stick to for factual evidence, because there are I'm not trying to call our entire government illegitimate, but it's starting to look that way to a lot of people.
Well, that's a big picture kind of thing.
There's
a lot of stuff going on, big picture that.
Imagine the chaos.
Scratch my head.
Imagine the chaos that would break out if people realized that all those Michigan driver responsibility fees that they ended up paying, when Michigan decided to double down and start double dipping and charging double, and then people start to realize that they didn't even have to pay those fines to begin with. Imagine the chaos that would ensue from an outraged population upset at that. That'd be a lot of pissed off people, don't you think? Hey, you know what? Blame COVID, because before COVID, there's a lot of people that didn't question a lot of this sort of shit. Once people started saying, hey, you gotta wear this mask, hey, you gotta social distance, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, a lot of people started questioning stuff. I mean, I know for me, I started questioning it before COVID. So then when COVID happened, I was just like, my eyes were wide open. You know, I asked an attorney what factual evidence do they rely on to show a private civilian has any obligation to follow the written instrument called traffic code? You want to know what the attorney said to me? Force of arms. I couldn't believe he said it on a live stream. I couldn't believe I got it out of him. When you have to enforce things with violence, it shows that it's illegitimate. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. I just started learning about law recently. I'm no expert.
It's about to practice the law, right?
Well,
keep working on it.
Just like you practice medicine, and you have some crackpots in the field of medicine. I'm sure you got a fair amount of crackpots in the legal realm.
Well, you know, I've had issues with Taylor PD, and do I want their job? Hell no.
No, I don't yet.
Not for a minute. And it's a tough gig.
I'm all for good officers.
And even though they know they sign up for a lot of bullshit, I mean, you got arrested because you just frayed the last nerve of somebody, and said,
yeah,
you're gonna arrest them.
I knew that.
That's what this is all about.
I called it on the live stream. I knew that that's what they wanted to do. I knew they wanted to arrest me. Wolverine asked me if I wanted to leave. I said, well, hey, you know, if they're going to arrest me because I irritate them, then that's on them. A lot of people irritate me. Lots of people irritate me. Doesn't give me the right to put I don't have the right to put my hands on them. I can walk away and I can leave.
Fair share of irritants in my career too, but you know.
I can only imagine. You know, I have been arrested for bad reasons before, but now I get arrested for the good reasons. Which I'm surprised. I mean, Taylor is only the second second police department, or since I've been doing YouTube, they're only the second ones to arrest me. The first was a judge in Novi. I don't know if you saw that video. Travis Reeds, new judge in Novi, called his dad later that night and said, hey, I threw a guy in jail for contempt of court because he wouldn't stop live streaming. And then his dad was probably like, oh, well, you probably shouldn't have put him in jail for 10 days because you're depriving him of his First Amendment rights. So probably not a smart call, Travis. And then he ordered me out of jail the very next day after sentencing me to 10 days contempt. Now, who knows? He may have had a change of heart. I highly doubt it because most judges, from my experience, are sociopaths and psychopaths. If you deprive somebody of their...
There's some of them, but...
If you deprive somebody of their freedom for any reason other than they're a threat to other people, you are a sociopath and a psychopath. In my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's a fact. But I think a strong mental evaluation would be in order for somebody that deprives somebody of their freedom for anything other than being a threat to other people.
There's some judges that, and people get put in jail far less now than they did when I first started. Shit, I mean, people used to care about marijuana.
Yeah.
Am I in favor of the marijuana law? No, but it is what it is, and at some point, maybe the feds and the states ought to get together and get their act together.
Well,
at some point it becomes, when the feds take a position that if the monetary value is under this amount, we're going to leave people alone. And now you've gone into selective enforcement.
Well, yeah. And then what is that threshold? And then who decides what that threshold is? And
so is it a crime? Is it not a crime? And so that's where I have the issue. And that's where I think the fact that the feds, say, okay, we agree to look the other way, for banking purposes and things like that, although they make the banks jump through a lot of hoops.
well, yeah, because the dispensaries can't get a bank account because they can now.
Yeah,
Okay, I knew for a while that they couldn't.
Oh hell, when it first started in Washington and Colorado, the marijuana folks hired fleets of armored cars, or leased them.
Yeah.
Because they had to drive their cash around because they couldn't put it
Right.
anywhere.
I told a kid about this one time because they were using asset forfeiture in California. The sheriff was to just basically take the cash from the dispensaries and use asset forfeiture to seize the money. And I told the kid about this. He goes, "Oh, that's smart." I'm like, "That's smart." A sheriff, the number one law enforcer in the county, he's supposed to be upholding law and order, and he's the number one criminal.
And there's federal law, and so I mean, that's where it gets stuff goofy. And yeah, they still have to go through a lot of hoops, but they do allow the money to come in. They have to take one of their dogs and go, hey.
Well, it's kind of silly because, I mean, marijuana is legal statewide, but it's still illegal federally. So is it legal or is it illegal? Right?
And the feds basically said if it's legal under state law, we're going to leave you alone unless we decide not to leave you alone.
Right, unless it's worth our time to try to make something out of this.
All right. I didn't know that. So back to my original question, the answer is no. I'm not presuming it would disturb you the peace.
I had people put their hands on it. No,
Okay.
correct.
I have to bring the
Yeah, correct. I understand. I'm not.
Okay. Here's Jeff's rules of trial. I'm going to give you a pen and I'm going to give you some paper. Not whisper into my ear. If I'm whispering into my ear, I can't listen to what's going on. Okay? Something is relevant, something is important, write it down. I will come to it. Even if I'm, when I'm a collector and I'm doing questions, I will always come back to my client before I say I'm done. So if you've got stuff that you want to ask.
Well, and I still want to reserve the right to speak for myself as well. Because I have a few questions I'd like to ask these folks.
The judge is gonna let me question the people, he's gonna let you question them, he's not gonna play the both. He won't do it.
Okay.
So you gotta tell me right now how you wanna do it.
All right, I'll let you question them, and I'll write the questions down. Because I would like to know specifically from David, right? From David Jones. I would like to know specifically where interference happened.
I believe
Specifically, like at what point, you know, and I'm sure you already had that down, because it's a case of consideration, really, is what it is.
Well, they're arguing that, you know, your conduct through the day
Well, but
constituted interference.
that should be irrelevant. I would objection relevance, because if it was illegal up to that point, they would have arrested me. So anything that happened up until my interaction with David Jones.
Yes, I would argue your complaint's bad.
Yeah.
Because their
Because
complaint.
what is the relevance of me being out there all day? Because all they're going to do, and actually that would probably hurt their case, because they're going to show that Borg wrote all the tickets. He wrote the tickets, so basically they have no case for interference if he was still able to conduct.
I mean, if, you know, they said, well, you were in the middle of the telegraph on the median. Okay.
Not a crime.
So even if it is something, it's a civil infraction. It's either a jaywalking ticket.
Well, there's no jaywalking in Michigan.
A pedestrian ticket.
Is there jaywalking in Michigan?
You can write people for that. I mean, it's very selective on how they do it, but you can
It seems very selective on a lot of stuff.
Where you are in the street, I can't remember, it's the first street there by Tropical.
I know what you're talking about.
And you're in the middle, but you know, traffic is flowing both ways. Is that terribly safe for you? Probably not, but that's your choice. They want to write an impeding traffic ticket? Fine, it's a civil infraction.
Oh, and the lady, the lady that was on that stop, she thanked us after we were.
Oh,
as she was leaving, yeah. Yep. She actually said thank you.
Oh, really?
Do you want to see the video? I have the video.
And
there was another guy that thanked us as well, so that we got thanked by 3 people out there, and that wasn't even the day that we brought the signs down. The day we brought the signs down that said speed trap ahead, people were honking and thanking us. And guess what people were doing?
I'm slowing down.
Amazing, isn't it?
It's perfectly legal to do that.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, because the plea of every tyrant is going to be safety, like public safety, right? So if it was really about safety, why wouldn't you just? It costs far less to hire some guy or have somebody do community service from here. Have somebody do community service, go out there, hold a sign, say speed trap ahead. Guess what? People slow down. Public safety.
So there's your stuff.
Okay.
Make sure your phone's on vibrate or something. And not on. Like,
what?
Make sure your phone's not on.
Oh, it's on, just not
recording or anything.
Well, he said it's going to be by Zoom, correct?
No, I think they're YouTubing everything. They don't have to. I think they are.
Folks are going to want to know the conclusion of this case.
Well, it's a public building, they can come in. So that's why there's no obligation to YouTube it. Some folks do, and they YouTube when they do. to the YouTube when we're doing in person, I don't know. Doesn't change how I look at things. I've always joked that if you're gonna YouTube this stuff, I want some sponsorship, put it on the channel.
Well, that would be the smart way to do it. You know? I don't know why. Municipalities need to get smarter. They really do. They need to take advantage of the fact that, I mean, if you're prosecuting people for real crimes, and I mean, when I say real crimes, I mean crimes that have victims. I know that this case has absolutely no victim. I know that there's absolutely no corpus delicti. There's no body of evidence to even move forward with an actual case against me. I could challenge the jurisdiction all day long. But I'm doing this because I know these guys are liars, and I know that they have no case. Or I'm pretty confident. How about that? Well, I'd be doing. Well, yeah. I mean, other than costing me money.
Have you been working today?
I would have been working today and wouldn't have to be taking an Uber back.
Where are you working?
Yeah, I'm privately contracted. I'm self-employed. I've been self-employed for about 10 years. Yeah. Well, I did tile. Yeah. All right. So that was pretty much the audio in its entirety, uncut. And you know what's really annoying is that, well, first off, let me welcome in. There's a couple trolls in here. So when the trolls come in, the trolls will get a special welcome. They don't get a special welcome like people does. You know what I mean? Like, here, let's just do this real fast. Let's put this up here and get people in here. Hold on. You know, we got to do this. We do it for Wolvie. And we do it when people is in the house. Here we go.
Press Harder, my good amigo. Hell yeah. I got to hang out with Press Harder, guys. I don't know if you guys know, but he's a good dude. He knows his shit. He knows the Constitution better than probably anyone else I know.
So yeah, appreciate you coming in. So that was the uncut audio, guys. I don't know. What do you guys think of it? I'm probably gonna have to go back and do a video out of it, just so that I can stop it and pause it and stuff. But today I am Chessmaster Josh. Oh, and I forgot. I got sidetracked by doing people's intro. Here's the intro for when I see known trolls that are in here. Here's some known trolls that are in here. Let's see. Here you go, guys. Ready?
You were a chess master, Josh. You were a chess master, Josh.
So there you go. Chessmaster Josh here at your service, guys. So don't make me put you in checkmate. You know what I mean? Don't make any of our mods have to put you in checkmate. You guys can time them out if you want to. Rochelle, you got full, reign to just put somebody in timeout. People win again. It's conspiracy. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. So yeah, that was the case. Mr. Carroll, do you have any questions? Let's see. Happy X, perhaps snitches and rats are just providing transparency for people who are alleged to violate the law. Oh, I missed a comment up here. I need to check this out. How am I a rat or snitch? That's defamation. Call a paralegal to help you. Captain Happy, if somebody has to put Captain Happy in timeout, and then reading the room is this guy. Hold on, let me show you who reading the room is. Hold on. Give me just a second. I'm gonna put a panel link up too if anybody wants to talk about that auto from that court date. Hold on, this is gonna be worth it, guys. It will be worth it. But reading the room is that guy. There's reading the room. Hello guys. I can't even do a good impersonation of him. You know, just Josh, I have a stick up my ass, okay? I take the world way too serious. I have a stick up my ass, okay? I'm sorry that I have a stick up my ass. But it's not my fault that I took a job at a jail where I checked people's buttholes. That's not my job. It was inappropriate to do that, but I took the job anyways because I was like, I got to see if anybody's bringing in some contraband. Did you inspect other people's rectums for contraband, Kevin? Reading the room? Reading room man? You know? Anyways, before I got distracted, what the hell were we talking about? Here, let's put up a panel link. I'm bored today. No work. It's too wet for me to work today. I wanted to, but the rain just kept going. I'm in White Lake, Michigan. As you can probably see in the background, I broadcast from the White Lake, Michigan area. But yeah, here, let me, this is what I was doing. This is what I was doing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If anybody wants to come up on a panel, have a little panel chat, we can talk about how things got out of control yesterday. But do we have any other trolls that came in? Because if we do, I'll give them the Chessmaster Josh speech. But yeah, oh, and I have to go back to the Paul Carroll comment. Hold on. What's up, Teresa? Hey, hi, Chessmaster. Hi, Teresa, if you're still in here and listening. Appreciate that. SJVT, nice approval. Hell yeah. Absolutely, Kay Stevenson. Doesn't get much better than that. Listen, when I stake a claim in the fact that we got Copwatch credibility on this channel, we have 100% Copwatch credibility on this channel, and it's not because of me. It's because of the guests that come up here. We got, Joe Cool, frickin' Wolvie comes up all the time. People basically co-hosts. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so what more do you want as far as like Copwatch credibility? Joe Cool comes up on panel. Let's see, what other guests have we had? We had Felix up here, right? Which I don't know. Felix probably wouldn't call himself a cop watcher, but he definitely does commentary over plenty of cop watching videos. You don't get much more cop watch credibility than that, guys. So anyways, we got somebody coming up.
Hello.
What up, Wolvie?
What's going on?
Not much.
That's
what did
cool.
you think of the what did you think of the audio? Did you hear that well enough? I mean,
yeah, I was catching up. I was about maybe 2 or 3 maybe 5 minutes behind, so I wanted to listen as I was commenting through, just actually watching people dry snitch and rat out people in the chat. And for people to like come out and say, stuff that is obviously done, and the things that I do, and I know that I do, and I really don't need nobody reiterating. And that is why Captain Happy got blocked. My trolls blocked him because he brought it up at least 11 times in like a 20-minute period that I ran a stop sign. And I mean, hell, I've been running stop.
Listen, they'll want a tracker on every vehicle, and if you went 1 mile over and then you pissed them off, they'll want you mailed they'll want you given a death sentence in jail because you dared piss them off.
I'm telling you, these people are so hateful because they're either on the left or they're on the right, okay, which they have picked a side, and their bias is so fucking evil, right, that they are willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater just to usurp a little more authority from that talking point. And it just don't make sense why people have to act that way. I don't hate the other people on the other end of their keyboard. I don't hate them. I just can't stand a rat. You know what I mean? I can't
Well, and
stand
speaking of
somebody that
like,
would want me to go into a rape cage because they want me to pay for something that is illegal to begin with.
yeah, and watch, look, because we got one of our favorite trolls telling Paul Carroll to check Discord. They're probably like, we're gonna call the cops, and we're gonna have the cops go room to room where we think he's at, so we can try to hunt him down, so he can get arrested on his live stream right now. Watch, we're gonna send the cops in full force. He'd be the type of guy who wants you swatted. Like,
yeah, no,
he would want to watch a live stream.
here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. This is what I love, and this is what I've always told auditors to do, you know, that are involved in cop watching or auditing or just flat out journalism that watches cops. Okay, I told them to go to their local police department and show their ID, introduce themselves, show their journalistic stuff, and know that they have haters out there that would want to waste resources and actually get you swatted. So Lincoln Parkers are very, very well aware that people do that, and I gave them a direct line, and I would easily come outside and speak to them forthwith, or all they got to do is just give me a call, and we can talk about whatever it is that people are calling in, and that just puts a stop to that kind of shit right there, that type of abuse. And then secondly, when people make mistakes, or especially when it comes to like running stop signs, I pretty much see them and I just don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I really don't give a fuck. I have done some on accident and some on purpose, and I don't give a fuck if they hold me accountable for it. I really don't, because you ain't gonna stop me from doing what I'm gonna do. If I have to get somebody to drive me, I'll pay somebody to do that. So what? You ain't gonna stop it. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm bringing up a comment from Paul Carroll right now. Hold on, because let's see.
Paul Carroll needs to understand that he's a square.
Yeah, well, hold on, Wolvie, just a sec.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I missed the question he asked earlier. I genuinely missed the question, so feel free to ask it again. But this is something for you, Wolverine. These people are so hateful. I don't have people. Also, Wolverine, you're anti-democracy and deserve to be hanged.
Okay, so let me put it to you this way. If I don't defend myself, you guys will dig a hole and put me in it. That is just how it is. You are automatically marginalizing the cop watchers, the people that want accountability, that actually don't hate police, that are actually trying to get police to follow their oath, and they don't. And you are so square, okay, and so trivial to what you were brainwashed to do in a quorum, and what you believe that quorum is, and how this judge still exploits his supremacy under duress as a court officer. You're marginalized. I know that because I have I got a 3-year degree that tells me so. All you got to do is pick your nose inside that courtroom, and if this judge decides that he doesn't like you, he will sanction you, whether you're a court officer.
I think they should all be hung too, like horses. You know what I mean? They should all be hung like horses. And I'm sure that's what Wolvie meant, is that they would be hung like horses. You know what I mean?
I mean, whatever. I mean, all I'm doing is going back in history and watching these revolts and how people were put to death in U.S. history, how the government put people to death. in U.S. history. What did they do to spies? They hung them. What did they do to people that commit treason? They hung them. So anybody that would take a document of freedom and turn that into some type of Orwellian totalitarian action to take somebody's freedom away if they haven't committed a crime, according to deprivation of rights under the color of law, it comes with the death penalty. And that is exactly what I would like them to do, is be hung and put to death. Yes, because that is what deprivation of rights says so. It's attached to the proper death penalty.
If you're going to violate people's rights, you deserve a stiff penalty. I definitely would say that you definitely deserve a very stiff penalty if you're going to violate people's rights on a regular basis.
I mean, let me ask you something. What's the difference between, and Paul Carroll, you can even answer this. Once you get marginalized back into the right way, somebody's going to have to make you think correctly. Okay, that's what's going to happen. It's kind of like what Oprah said about racism. Those old white racists are just going to have to die off. Okay, same thing with people that are square, that are brainwashed to believe that the quorum of legalized unlawful state extortion. Now, I just put that in your words where you can understand that as a court officer from one professional to another. Okay, you should know exactly what them words are. Legalized state extortion only means that the LLC in its corporate law is past an unlawful action that says it's okay to do, which is called operating standard procedure. That is your language. That is what you've been taught if you have a degree and if you pass the bar. Okay, so don't sit there and play me like you don't know that, because I know you do. The people that are not used to using that type of English are not going to understand it like you and I do. All right, so again, I say to you, I hold you to a higher standard, and you are a tyrant. You fit the classification of what deprivation of rights under the color of law, because you are a conspiracy to it. You think that it's okay for cops to do what they do. You don't think it's okay for people to go into a police station and record and sit in a corner minding their own business and asking questions that might be controversial, but yet it's allowed by the United States Constitution.
Yeah, but let's focus on this, because Mr. Carroll raised a very good point. And I think, yeah, if we don't like him, we should definitely be able to hang him. That's just my personal opinion, and that's mine and mine only. Like, if somebody is talking about depriving you of your children, you should be able to hang that individual instantly, right? Like, if somebody threatens to call CPS on you, you should hang them instantly,
well,
right?
No,
Like,
I mean, come on, brother. I mean, wouldn't you want to follow the Constitution and give them their Fifth Amendment right to due process?
Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay, I mean, we're going by the law here, and he's an officer of the court, so I would expect him to come up to par with deprivation of rights under the color of law 242, and depending on if you have hurt this person, see, a lot of people won't be honest because they're so marginalized. They're afraid to tell the truth and how it affected them. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. If the law that they had now would have been in play, I would have never have been an ex-convict. They would have given me a trophy for protecting myself, because 780.972 was not in Michigan Penal Code when
you got a premiere coming out.
They got me. Yes, I do. Okay. Yes, I do. That's around. I think it's 4:30. That's another. Yeah, that's even a good one too. That's one of them fake Christians pretending to love Jesus, but they want to get armed men to remove me. Like that same narrative that I'm speaking on with these undercover so-called good people like Paul Carroll that believe in lawful things which came from the law of Moses. Okay, wanted to get armed men to remove me off public property. That's what that one's about. And if you listen to the law, Paul Carroll, in that video, you will hear dispatch Lincoln Park Police to a CSC in progress under the age of 16 happening in progress at that church. You understand that? That is what I was responding to. And square-ass people like you that obey the law that has already been marginalized to go with the quorum to say, okay, we're going to bring all these facts, and now we're going to penalize you. We're going to do the same to you people that continue to enable the same kind of criminal that we are looking at when we're looking at a rapist. A murderer is no different. A murderer is no different than a rapist. They have done something very, very, very bad, and they need to be punished. They need to just short of execution, they need to be punished, if not executed. Because, you, especially if public trust, you are in public trust. We need to make an example out of these people, and these laws that these so-called law professors.
That's why they say held to a higher moral standard. Police officers are held to a higher moral standard. I believe are the exact word. But go ahead.
They should be held to that high standard. They should be held more accountable. It's kind of like I was watching a video of a circuit court judge that was freaking drunk that tried to get out of it. Why would she expect to get out of it? She's a circuit court judge. She knows the freaking deal.
She should condemn herself. Yeah, they should condemn themselves. Oh, I got a video of a lady judge getting dragged out of court because she had to do like 6 months in jail or something. It was hilarious. She acted like as if she got killed. She acted like somebody had just said she was guilty of murder and she was going away for the rest of her life. It was priceless. I got to get that video. It was great. It was so, like, you want to talk about, like, see, this is the little vengeful side of me, like the little troll side of me, because I love seeing that when that happens, because it's like, oh my God, seeing people get stung by the system that they supported is so hilarious. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so great.
But anyways, you know what,
I hope to see that for...
These are just words right now, okay? Right now, these are just words coming out of my mouth because I want to get people to think, all right? That's all I'm trying to do is get people to think. If my words are so harsh, why don't you take a damn good look at yours and look at what a CI is and where does that arise to a crime? That is what you have to ask yourself without cop-splaining or Supreme Court splaining, and know damn well entrapment, still entrapment no matter what. We all know the definition of entrapment, but for some reason, people think that that's okay.
Backstage.
Okay.
Well, speaking of people's backstage, let me bring them up. Let's all try to weigh in on what we heard. People, you're in the show. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I heard you talking about that judge that got drug out of court, and I know I know exactly what video you're talking about. Both judges were freaking crazy, but that really hits close to home with that judge that got drug out, because the judge that was sentencing her was freaking nuts. He was trying to say that she had to be on probation, that she couldn't serve her time.
Wow. Yeah.
And she knew
I don't
that
know a
wasn't
lot about
true.
it.
You can't force somebody to be on probation. If they don't agree, then you're supposed to, make them serve their time.
Well, that makes them a candidate right there. See, what I know about probation, because I've been on it 4 times, is that when you're not a candidate for probation no more, you have to do your time. And when you say that you don't want to be a candidate, first of all, you have to be a willing participant. And if you're not a willing participant, that automatically excludes you from being that passes the smell test there.
Yeah, but
So,
this judge just wanted to order her to be on probation, and she wouldn't follow the guidelines. She was like, "No, I'm not going to be on probation. I'm not going to register. I'm not going to report. I'm not going to do any of that." And he just, it's the same thing with bail, right? And that's why this hits close to home, is because the court has consistently, I've never agreed to be bailed out or anything. My stance is always that if you want to try me, then try me. I really don't care. But several times they have drugged me out, carried me out, and then said that I have to come back. When I say, no, I'm not going to come back. It's your job to keep me here. But they don't want to do that, so then they put a warrant out when I never agreed to come back in the first place.
yeah, it's weird shit. That's weird. It's really.
Well, where did Paul Carroll go? Paul Carroll was noisy down there in the chat. I think maybe somebody barged into his cubicle. Somebody marched into his cubicle and found him farting around on YouTube again.
He's in a cornfield.
Yeah, how does it feel to how does it feel to get ratted on?
They're like, hey, Paul Carroll, you're supposed to be extorting some poor single dad for money right now. You go out there and you extort that poor single dad for money. Otherwise, you're fired. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be more savvy. I'm trying to be more savvy and more sophisticated about life, but the more life throws at me, the harder it is to do so.
It is. To me, what's happening to me is people are hardening me up. I have a heart for things, and as it gets harder, I start to thrust it a little more, and with that thrust comes a lot of emotion, because it rubs certain tissues the wrong way. And sometimes it rubs it the right way, but either way, there might be a terror too, and people react.
I think you're making my selfie stick expand. You know what I mean?
Whatever. I mean, that's yours to do so.
Yeah, I think my selfie stick has grown like twice its size since you started talking.
Why did scratch and sniff?
Scratch and sniff. You're in the splash zone, Wolvie. You're in the splash zone.
I got a deflector. I'm good.
Okay, so what were we talking about before we got all distracted? I think
here's my deflector.
Got yelled at in his cubicle.
I got a good one for you. Here's your deflector. All you got to do is put up the small titty centrum again, and you'll lose all thrust.
Oh, here we can put up Lillian's boobs. Hold on.
Yeah. The small titty centrum, something that really doesn't arise to the occasion, if you know what I mean. It's like there's nothing there for the occasion, so that'll destroy the thrust.
Well, maybe we can come back down to life.
I think more people would be interested in looking at the back of my head than her chest.
Well, she does have a very nice chest. I'll give her that. Like, I mean, you can't take that away from the woman. Is that she does? I mean, that's like kryptonite. You know what I mean? That's an Achilles heel, and that's always been my Achilles heel.
I mean, all I know is
it's been a fatal flaw. It's been a.
I've always had decent racks, man. So I mean, to me, that looked like a flat chest. It almost looked like the skateboard she was talking about.
No, she wears sports bras.
So what the hell is that supposed to mean? What? They're firmer? More flatter?
Yeah, it's like a weird. Yeah, it's a weird obsession that she. I'm eating lunch, by the way. So if you don't know what's going on, I hear some sirens outside. I might go.
They're coming
do
to
a live
get
cop watch. That's what. Yeah.
They're gonna come straight to
That's
you.
what she said. That's what she said. She said that the FBI is coming for me.
You know what I like?
Oh my goodness.
Especially if you call anywhere in Detroit. You know, if you call anywhere in the state of Michigan, you got to call Detroit FBI. Okay, and even getting somebody on a phone that didn't even take an oath, you gotta go through a screening process of who you are, what you're calling for, and how they can direct you. And these people, which are basically just operators, right? Decide whether you get to make a report or not. So whatever it is that somebody does, it better involve kidnapping, murder, or both, or bank robbery, or you're not even going to be able to talk to anybody. You got to either be ratting on somebody, because I tried like 4 times to call and make a complaint about the Great Lakes Water Authority and how that failed and how they violated our rights and used the court system and lied on a ticket and committed crimes. And one crime is MCL 25744A. Anytime that you write misinformation on a court document or ticket that materially misrepresenting the law in any way or committing perjury, you are guilty of perjury, and it's a 15-year felony. I want to press charges. Okay, and they're not going to charge themselves like a dick won't suck itself. Neither will their they won't. Nobody's going to charge them, and they're not going to charge their buddies. So we need somebody that is going to charge them with the federal penal code up to Title 18. And I want to start doing that. I want to try. If anything, I'm going to take my camera down to the FBI building and tell them I want to file charges. What do I got to get them to do? They kidnapped me. They illegally stole my stuff. I had the extortion was I had to pay to get my wheelchair back. That was paid for by the state of Michigan.
Yeah, the reality of what you're talking about, Wolfie, is that you're expecting state agents to do something to other state agents when the state agents basically don't care about justice. They basically are going to have the back of their other state agents. So complaining to state agents about what other state agents did, expecting state agents to go and get other state agents in trouble, is kind of like, to me, that's like calling 911 and saying, I see a unicorn prancing through my front yard, because I know that I'm just whacked out crazy if I expect that to be reality.
I know, and I know I'm a slave and all, and I get it. And I know there's different levels of slavery, and I get that too. But I mean, I'm supposed to, have a little bit of crumbs from where I stand to be able to, at least for the appearance of transparency and accountability, be able to fill out some paperwork and talk to somebody that I pay as a slave.
Yeah.
There's not one slave to it because that slave is beneath me because I pay them. So they're supposed to do what I tell them to do. Okay? As I tell me what to do, I tell them what I tell the servants to do what to do. They are servants. It's in their fucking code of conduct that they are servants. You just put public in front of that instead of slave servants. They're public servants.
Hey, are you by your computer right now?
That's not on.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to push some videos, I have a couple video suggestions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's only if you want to. We could put a kibosh on this whole. Oh, last night I was trying to put this up. People just dropped down. I don't know if maybe something happened, but I tried putting this up. But this is a guy, another YouTube content creator that threatened to call CPS on my baby mama.
Hey, let me ask a question.
What?
Now, what would he know based upon an allegation that he would think that would rise to the occasion to speak what he thinks that are facts that would suggest that there needs to be intervention by CPS?
Yeah, to me, it just signifies maybe he needs to be visited by CPS if he's going to make threats like that over the internet to another man who, like, he's not even talking about doing it to me. He's talking about doing it to somebody that just because they're, associated with me because we had a kid.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that pretty crazy?
That is interesting.
So, yeah. Yeah, I have a bunch of screenshots where he threatened to call CPS. And I think threats to CPS should be taken very serious, don't you?
I would say so. When somebody threatens to kidnap and violate your Fourth Amendment rights and intrude on your anonymity and trespass and continue to open investigation trying to criminalize anything that they see that they feel that is, remember that's the word feel is in there, I put that in there on purpose, that they feel that rises to the occasion of criminality.
Yeah, I mean, it's very scary that somebody would openly admit that they would call CPS. Like, they openly admitted it on a live stream.
Well, I don't know
Like,
about
I've
his
asked the question,
but I know what my subscribers would feel on that. You see,
yeah, I just thought that was pretty crazy.
That jail cell you guys that are seeing on the screen that is illuminating, that is called 41st. That's the 40th cell on the first gallery of 8 block inside Jackson before they tore it down. That is the cell that I was in for almost 18 months. Okay? And it's no joke. It closes and it locks and it stays locked until that hour of time, whatever time, because it's a level 4, whatever hour that they decide to let you out to go wash your ass, to make a phone call, or go play some basketball is your choice. That's one of the 3 choices you have to do with your hour.
Yeah, and hold on just a second, Will, because we got a couple more trolls that came in. So I promised the trolls that they would get a special little intro here, and so this is for the 2 trolls that just came in. Here you go, guys.
You were a chess master, Josh.
One more time.
Chess master, Josh.
So this is Chess Master Josh here. I would prefer, if you're going to troll in here, you call me Chess Master Josh. And if you don't, you get booted. You get a timeout. Well, you get a timeout first, like a bad little petulant child. You get put in the corner. And then you have to sit there and beat off while Wolfie talks about all these stories. And then you have to watch me hold his pole. And then you have to sit there and go, what the hell did I just walk in on? And it's Chess Master Josh doing what Chess Master Josh tries to do. Did that make sense to anybody but me?
I made a little sense out of it, but I know your sense of humor. Anyway, Wolverine Transparency, did they build the prison cell around you? Is that supposed to be an insult with the 5 question marks? Or 6?
Oh, there were 6 question marks? Wow, they really wanted to know, didn't they? They emphasized wanting to know really badly. General Happy the X, I think, is fraud at Wrangler. He's the guy that threatened to call CPS.
I'm just saying, the kind of people that ask those type of questions, you know, like I'm supposed to like get mad and I told Josh that I was going to go up and troll them until he got full control of his shit, and I knew that he wasn't in control of his shit. So I wanted to make sure that they all rage quit, and I have that clip where they all rage quit. They couldn't.
You should definitely go get that clip if you can fire up your computer.
Gotta upload it to.
Yeah, hold on just a second. I gotta make a phone call. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So maybe, and Women's Rights 365, I did not threaten to call CPS on others. I said, should I call CPS on others? Way different. I asked the question, and you guys took that as a threat. But I got to make a phone call real quick, Wooly. If you want to take on Lillian, the flat-chested mongrel that's in here.
It doesn't matter. Just don't set me up to fail, you know, like, you know, come up and, you know, get me on here and then pretend that you're the 1A and all that, like, you know, Brooklyn Audit did, and then get me on a panel with him, and then K-Far and Blue Bacon and everybody come up and ambush me. See, I'm tired of being polite. I'm not going to be polite to them no more. I'm not going to, you know, yield to the bootlicker and their quorum. I'll let them think whatever they want. I can't control what they think, but I'll be damned if I can't control what I say on a panel. And I'll be damned if I be just as obnoxious and just as much as an ass as they are.
I just got some good news. I'm going to hang out with my little guy for a little bit.
Yeah, baby.
So, hey, trolls, if you want, just go ahead and say, hey, he's up at Century Bowl with his son right now. You can send Waterford cops, and you guys can all get a huge laugh. You guys can be like, oh, he's a wanted fugitive. A fugitive on the loose.
Hey, look at bring up Pope Phil 1 there, all right? And let's answer that question.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, it says, Adam, since KFAR pays for your disability, he is demanding you, his servant, pick some groceries, and since your logic to slave is the best, BSTT, to get at it. So let me put it to you very, very plain. I worked for 27 fucking years. Why in the hell didn't I pay for my own? See, I'm not on SSI, motherfucker. I don't get dummy money. I'm on SSD. I paid. It's a nice try, though. I paid for my own. Next.
Yeah, and then somebody said, chess loser Josh. That's chess master Josh. I told you, trolls. I told you, trolls. It's chess master Josh. But anyways, says, you claim to fight for our rights. I claim to fight for my rights, and then if somebody else asks me to fight for their rights, I would, or I'd stand up for what their rights should be, right? But anyways, yet threaten to remove them in your live stream. Well, this live stream is a non-traditional public forum. So this is my house.
Why are you coming in all breaking? I thought you stopped there. My fault, and all of a sudden you're breaking up. So if I have cut you off, that's probably. Are you having problems with your shit again?
No, I think it's coming through clear. At least I can hear you clear. I don't know if it's coming through on the feed clear, but
I'm on G5 and it's not. I mean, you know what I mean. Anyway, can you please go back to Women's Rights 365 when she said, "Well, at least he has a job." When you know how me and you are silly.
Oh, yeah, when she's trying to, be all smarmy and her little double speak.
No. It to me, I think she contradicted itself, because I don't know if that's a man or a woman. I just know the name.
Probably a man.
that it is an actual pronoun. So there is
I can't find her comment though.
In that. Okay. When she said, well, at least he has a job, because I asked you if you smoke crack on the job, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was a while ago. Yeah. I'd have to go thumbing all the way up there to get that comment.
I don't work, right? At least you have a job and I don't work. So that is another ableist statement that refers to them exploiting supremacy over me to believe that there's something wrong with me, and because they're superior and they discriminate, and while they're superior and discriminate, they continue to think that they're better than me. Therefore, their narcissism automatically goes to the job thing. And the job.
Don't worry, Wolvie, I got your back. Listen, because Cheeky Monkey, I have a feeling, is this guy. So Cheeky Monkey is another troll. We got to give him an intro real quick. Hold on.
You were a chess master, Josh.
So Cheeky Monkey, because Cheeky Monkey sounds like somebody that doesn't rock, that should kick rocks. The somebody I'm talking about should kick rocks because he's a little faggot. He's a little he's a little.
It says ableist, take a drink. I believe he's talking to Women's Rights 365. Go ahead, take a drink.
Yeah, take a drink, Women's Rights 365. No, but she does have a nice rack. She has C-cup boobs. You know, that's one thing you got to give Lillian. She has a nice rack. Lillian, you got a nice rack.
Brother,
definitely.
The women that I, all the way up to my wife, they've all got big boobs, man. I've always been
big boobs, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with the itty bitty waist and a really big bust, you get sprung. Want to pull up tongue? But anyways, before we get all sidetracked.
Damn, the jet just come out of my dog's dick. Lay down, dude. You're turning them on, Josh.
Oh shoot, we're turning on the dog. But yeah, I might have to get going though, so I can make plans with my little buddy. I might take him up to the bowling alley, hang out with him. You know what I mean? Do things that a father and a son do. I don't know if Wolvie bounced himself out by accident. Wolvie, there?
What are you talking about? Bounce myself out. I'm right here, Negro.
Okay, cool. Vixter, wait, what? I don't know who Vixter is, but if you want to rewind to the very beginning of this stream, I basically covered my Taylor court date, explained how we got there with Wolvie, basically seeing the cop that lied in his report. We talked about the folks that were down in Taylor thanking us for being down there. We discussed ways that you can actually help public safety instead of trying to extort people for money, and the double parking ticket thing. I was watching I'm glad I remembered to say this. I was watching Slave in Court.
K-Far, I could tell his English, and that's him. Look, he's the only one that calls me Adam.
Oh, yeah, he's a petulant little child. That's what he is. He doesn't understand. He's not welcome here.
By the way,
he thinks calling CPS on people is okay.
I'm gonna front you off one day. You watch. You're gonna look like the little girl that you really are. I promise you will. Because I know that you would love to see me in jail, or you would set me up to go to jail. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna put you on Front Street, like when you're out doing what I know that you do when you're entertaining yourself. What do you think I've been doing all this time? It's called.
Let me show him something that really pisses him off. Hold on. This is going to be something that'll really piss him off. The trolls that are in here, this is going to piss him off more than anything. Watch this. Ready? Hazukai, since I have you here, can you give Wolverine a happy dance real quick? He just donated $20 to the stream.
Oh my goodness, a happy dance for Wolverine Transparency? I don't know if morally I could do that. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Got a happy dance for Wolverine Transparency right there. By the way, your premiere is actually running right now, Wolvie. You got to go?
No, it shouldn't be running.
It just told me. I just got a notification.
Oh, it should be. All right, it's 4:30, but I'll bounce. See ya.
Okay, bye. All right, well, that was Wolvie. Let's see. Anybody else want to come up and chat? I got to get ready because my little guy is going to be hanging out with me, which is awesome. So we are going to shut this thing down. Maybe we'll fire it back up so he can read chat later, just to piss everybody off. But anyways, if I don't see a guest come in within the next couple minutes, we'll just shut this thing down. But if you're just coming in here, here, let me give this to the trolls that are in here. Here you go.
You were a chess master, Josh.
There you go, Chess Master Josh. This is also for you trolls. I heard you really like this from the court date. This was my court date when you guys triggered me, trolls. This is a troll triggering me. Here we go.
You don't have the right to tell him when your hearing is. How dare you question my authority? How dare you question any of them judges? You dirty scumbag, you! How dare you challenge any of the laws we've enacted in our area and our society?
That's what you get when you trigger me, right? So anyways, muted Voodoo. Why can't you guys just behave? You know what I mean? Why can't you guys just behave? It wasn't even you, ha ha ha. Well, it was one of your trolls. It was a kicklet, right? Yes, there's a link down there. Do you want to come showing off your boobs again? Women's Rights 365. I mean, I am all in favor of supporting you showing off your chest. I wouldn't say anything is wrong with that. Oh, we got a guest. Hold on. Oh, we've got Cop Suck that's down here, so we got to put up a banner real quick, and then we'll have our fingers quick on the trigger. This could be a kickster. This could be a dirty, dirty kickster. So here, let's put a little banner up, and let's see what Copsucker has to say. Hello, Copsuck. You are in the show.
K-Far loves you.
K-Far loves me? Is that what you came up here to say?
K-Far is the best.
K-Far is, I mean, he's a unique individual.
Do you know where your children are?
Yes, one of them is on his way to me here shortly. Anything else?
What about your other child?
The one that's being alienated from me? Yeah, that's the problem, because folks are trying to, alienate me from one, but they can't alienate me from the other, so it makes them like obsessive control, and then they start blowing their shit. You know what I mean? They start losing it. So are you going to porn bomb me, Copsuck?
Is it because you do drugs?
Well, there is a rumor out there, but there's been nothing to substantiate that claim that I've seen. So if anybody has any objective proof that they'd like to share, I would love to see it.
Not just kicked out of the military for doing drugs.
And what does that have to do with what I've done this week? See, look,
Just
even
said you
Teresa
didn't do
knows.
drugs. You just said I had to prove that you do drugs. You got kicked out of the army for doing drugs, or the military, excuse me.
I was kicked out of the army. Is that accurate?
I said the military.
Oh, now you backpedaled. See, I
Yes,
don't know if we can trust.
backpedaled.
So here, look. Do you see what I have up on the screen right there?
Your daddy?
Well, he is. Look, he makes sure he swallows so he does not become anybody's daddy. I don't even know if the
guy
kids
has, Isn't that the guy that has his children living with him? That guy right there, he gets to have his children live with him, doesn't he?
For now, but wait until his woman does something he doesn't like, then he's gonna take off. That's what he said.
Do you have the receipts on that? Where's the
What, that he
video of
said
that?
that he got divorced because the women that he married did something he didn't like? Yes, it's in his Discord. I have the screenshots.
Don't.
Do you ever watch the Josh Socks channel? Because I give specific examples of where these guys lie, and then I point to the specific example, and then I show the lie. Like, the lie is right there. And so eventually folks are going to it's not going to happen right away or overnight, but my guess is that eventually folks are going to be like, wow, these guys really, try to mislead their audience quite a bit. You know what I mean?
I have no idea what you mean. You're a delusional maniac.
Delusional maniac. Let's break that down. Delusional. What have I done that's delusional?
You lived your life like a pathetic loser. You don't have your children. You don't own a home. You can't
No, I
maintain a
told you
driver's license.
I'm getting my son here in a few minutes. Do you not listen?
You're getting him for a little visit. That's wonderful. But
Yeah,
you're a
right.
grown man. You're a grown
Hold
man
on.
that doesn't own a
Don't say
home,
anything.
doesn't
Mr.
have a
Carroll's
car,
coming.
doesn't have a career.
Quit. Hold on. You can't speak while I'm trying to read a comment, dude. Jeez, I had to use the mute button on you. Don't most people who get divorced do so because their spouse did something they didn't like? That's what Mr. Carroll has to say. Do you want to comment on that? Here, I'll unmute you. But I had to mute you because, you weren't getting it. So here, you're unmuted, cop suck. Would you like to take a stab at Mr. Carroll's question?
I think Mr. Carroll humors you for some strange reason. I've never quite figured out why he pays attention to you, but that's his
he's here
free
right now.
speech rights.
Maybe you want to ask him.
That's
He's here
his
right
right.
now.
Not really. I don't know anything about Paul Carroll. I don't
So
really care
you just
about
said you
Paul
wanted
Carroll.
to ask him. Now you don't
This
want to
isn't
ask him.
Paul
Cop
Carroll's
suck.
question.
Are you on
This
drugs,
isn't-
cop suck?
Yes, I'm absolutely on drugs.
Okay, well then we got to dismiss you for right now. I apologize, but I don't think you're really adding a lot to the conversation. You go around trying to look like an internet god. You know what I mean? Cop suck. It's like you're no internet. It's like you're no internet god. Besides,
why do you block people, coward? You're a coward.
If you have a small G for God and claim to be internet God, you should at least have the intelligence to make it a capital G. Otherwise, you're just minimizing your godliness. You're basically stating that you're an inferior God. So internet God.
Coward. You're a coward. A coward crybaby that lives in a fantasy world. You're a pathetic loser.
Would you like to take on Paul Carroll's comment right here?
I don't give a shit about Paul Carroll's comments. I don't give a shit about you. I think you're a pathetic crybaby loser that blames your problems on everyone else.
You're talking to Kfar right there in the middle. Keep telling Kfar in the middle what you think.
Joshy. Poor Joshy. He's a sad little boy.
And then, hey, we have Kick in here,
was
too.
mean to him.
Kick is in here, too.
Daddy was mean to Joshy.
I'm almost 100% sure that Kick is in here as well. Hold on. Here we go. Ready?
You are a chess master, Josh.
I was a chess master, internet god.
And what did that get you in life?
Well, would you rather, should I call you internet god or should I call you cop suck? Which one would you prefer? Cop suck. Well, folks, I can't hear Copsuck. We got to drop him down. Hold on. Let me get this off the board real quick. Did anybody else want to come up? Here, I'll answer this one from Mr. Carroll. Here, we're going to drop Copsuck down. Hold on. Sorry, Copsuck, but you were entertaining, kind of, not really. Thanks for adding nothing of value to the show. I appreciate that, Copsuck. But anyways, Paul Carroll says, you still haven't answered my previous question. If the Michigan legislature passed a law, is it only valid if every individual person agrees to abide by it? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I think it's through the consent of the governed. So yeah, you would have to get everybody's consent, right? But I don't know, you know. I'm not a legal expert. I am no legal expert. I see. Let's see. Yep, so that's pretty much the show, I think. We wound that down pretty good, didn't we? But anyways, I appreciate anybody that's been in here. Even the trolls here. I got the trolls here. I got this for you. Here you go.
You were a chess master, Josh.
As you can see, I am a chess master. I'm Chess Master Josh, and this concludes. Look at that name right there. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hold on, we got to guess. Oh, hold on. Of course we got to add this.
Hey, Josh.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing way better now that you're here.
Aw. No, I just had one quick question. I know you were wrapping up. Do you remember you were in the stream and stuff last night, Wrangler, right?
You mean where he was threatening to call CPS
It's a
on
yes
my
or
baby
no,
mama?
sweetie. It's just a yes or no. It's just a
Where
yes or
he
no.
was, where
It's
he
just a
was
yes or no,
threatening to
chess
call.
master.
Was I in Wrangler's chat when he threatened to call CPS? Well, how else did I screenshot that he was going to call CPS on me? Or not on me, but on my baby mama.
So you were in the stream last night. Did you happen to see when Wrangler dropped that picture of you in your dress uniform? Did you happen to see it?
I don't think so. Are you the screen name Cum?
Can we finish my questions first? My line of questioning, because he dropped.
Well,
this
you're in
picture
my
of
right
you
now. You're in my
in your dress
jurisdiction.
uniform, and you look like a fucking Backstreet Boy. You had like long hair and shit, and you didn't have your high and tight. You didn't look like a jarhead. So, did you put on your dress uniform like after you got the boot? You played Stolen Valor, didn't you, Josh? You did. You did, didn't you?
That would be a negative. Guadalupe guacamole.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That was me legitimately in
That was
service.
my only question. That's my only question. I wanted to know. It was
And listen, I had had enough of the Marines at that point. I didn't want to be a Marine anymore. That was my last
so
year
you
of
did
service.
coke on purpose or meth on purpose to get out. All right.
No, I didn't do it on purpose to get out. I'm just saying, like, I got a case of senioritis. You know how high school kids can get senioritis? So I'm just trying to explain it in terms that people can understand. Like, I caught a case of senioritis in the Marines. I didn't give a fuck anymore. I didn't give a fuck. Anybody there, Loopy?
Did I lose you?
I don't know. I didn't hear you talk.
I'm sorry. Maybe I was on mute. You just want it out. You just want it out.
Yeah, pretty much. I wanted out. You know what? I really regretted my Marine Corps service the instant they read me off my job, which was an electrician instead of a draftsman. That's what really pissed me off about the Marines. So it happened about 9 months in where I was like, fuck this. I made the wrong decision. Because I had the Air Force. They offered me the job that I wanted. And I said no. And I took the Marines because it was supposed to be harder. It was supposed to be more of a challenge. And it was supposed to be, you know, something a little more, I guess, worthwhile.
Oh, well, without a doubt. I was chair force. I couldn't make it
Yeah.
up past
So
round.
you
I
know
just
who
don't.
has?
So
You know who has?
you were inside your first 4, and you just decided, fuck it, I'm already done because you didn't get the job you liked. You know, you can cross train MOS's baby. You can just cross train
In the Marine
after a
Corps, they
certain
make you
amount of
wait.
time.
Yeah, in the Marine
All
Corps, they make you wait
branches.
until. Yeah, in the Marine Corps, they make you wait until your 3rd year. But anyways, what I was
Oh,
going
so
back
you
to
didn't
is
want to wait. You just didn't even want to wait. That's you just want to break all the rules, all the policies. You don't like to wait. You want what you want when you want it all the time. I got you. I got you.
I am pretty demanding at times, Guadalupe.
That's not demanding. That's stuck in childhood, honey. That's not adulting.
Why don't you take your avatar off and show us what you look like?
You couldn't handle me, baby. You
Why
would
don't you
fucking
show us?
explode. Your fucking pants would explode. You'd never be able to orgasm again in your life if you saw me.
I'm pretty sure I would. I've dated some very attractive women in my life, Loopy.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
So you would almost be insulting the women that have, I've been lucky enough to have time with. You would be insulting all of them if I were to just let you come up here and talk like you're the shit and like better than any of the girls that I've ever dated, much less any of the girls I've hooked up with. Would you say you're hot? Would you hook up with Lillian? Loopy, you're muted again or something.
I'm sorry. Is it working?
It's working now.
I don't know. My phone keeps trying to die. I'm sorry. My bad. No,
That's
I'm
okay.
just saying that
Lillian says she
everybody.
likes you. Hey.
You always do that whenever somebody doesn't want to show you their face because we don't have a mugshot. It's like, oh my God, you're trolling. You're this, that. It's not my fault. I don't have to show my face. That's the beauty of the internet. You look great, Josh. You're looking good. You look handsome.
Oh, thank you. So anyway, see how I can do that? Like I can just be like, here, check it out. It's me. I'm a real person. Right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't really stand behind the fraud wranglers, the guys that want to keep their anonymity. They're not willing to stand on their convictions. They're not even willing to show you their face.
Well, what does that
Ever.
what I look like have to do with who I am? Honestly.
I'm saying because if you're hiding behind an avatar, that's the first sign to me that you're trying to be deceptive in some way.
No. I don't
Oh,
think
so you're not trying to you're not trying to be deceptive right now?
No. What am I being
Okay,
deceptive about?
I mean, well, I do appreciate
My
that you've
identity?
asked genuine
My
questions.
identity? I'm trying to stay secure in my Fourth Amendment. I'm trying to stay secure in my person and papers. Does that include my
Well,
identity?
okay, so if everybody wants to be secure in their person's houses, papers, and effects, is there something wrong when somebody stands up and exercises their Fourth Amendment and says, no, you're not searching my car, or no, you're not getting a piss sample from me, or no, you're not entering my house?
I'm going to just answer with time, place, and manner. It depends. That fourth applies.
What depends about it? What depends about it?
The time, the place, and the manner. I thought you were a chess master. Pay attention.
Well, I do have you
I thought you wanted to wrap up. I'm a nurse.
Well, but then I got
constitutionalist.
But then I got you here, Loopy, and I don't have a chance to speak with you very often. You know what I mean? So I was trying to.
I will talk to
I
you.
was trying to hold this open as a courtesy to you.
Mm.
Aren't I so fucking sweet?
I thank you. I thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And do you see all them dudes that are simping up to my sister and the Fraud Wrangler, and they're super simping up to Kevin? And it's like Kevin and Fraud Wrangler are like nobodies. You know what I mean? Why would anybody be simping up to them?
Did you learn that word simp last week? Or what?
No, I did learn it recently, though. And once I learned what a simp was, I couldn't believe I couldn't see it that whole time.
Well, what you call simp, others just call support. So yin yang, potato potato, simp support.
So I should look for people who can support me.
Yes, absolutely. And you've had them.
Would you say?
But you burn bridges.
Would you say a family? Would you say a family that called CPS on you? Would that be a supportive family?
It depends. It depends.
What depends about it?
Be very careful here, Josh. I'm a registered nurse and a mandated reporter. I know all about CPS.
Okay.
reporting.
Okay. Do you treat kids like shit if they come in there and they have to be drug tested? Do you treat them like shit?
Oh, absolutely. What are you, stupid? Come on, Josh. Don't
You
ask
do?
ridiculous
Hey,
questions
would
like
you?
that.
Would you threaten to put a catheter? Would you ever threaten to put a catheter in a 3-year-old?
I have put catheters in children, and we require a physician's order. It's not a threat.
So do you think?
Now you're just pulling shit out of the air here. What are you doing?
No. I'm not pulling shit out of the air. Trust
Yes,
me.
you are.
Do you want to see the video clip?
Context. You're just asking me random things. Well, what would you do if the fucking aliens landed right now, Josh? I mean, come on, man.
I'm asking you, Loopy. Would you put a catheter in a 3-year-old to get a drug sample from them? Would you say that's violating that 3-year-old's Fourth Amendment right to be secure? If they have to go be as intrusive as putting a do you know what is involved with putting a catheter in? You're a nurse. Why don't you explain step by step what you have to do to put a catheter in?
I don't have to, and I'm not giving away my nursing education to you. And you could probably Google it if you're into that kind of porn, urinary porn, because it's out there. There's a kink for everything. Trust me.
Okay, so the nurse at the hospital that was going to put it.
Look, I don't want to discuss catheterizing children on a live stream. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck
Oh, that's
is
what I
wrong
thought.
with you, Josh? Stop it.
Yeah, putting a catheter in a 3-year-old is wrong. Yeah, I would agree. Very wrong.
I did not say that. I said discussing it on a live stream is. Why are you doing that? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, why am I doing it? Because it almost happened. Like I'm protecting my son, right? Like I'm protecting my son and saying these state agents.
Woulda, shoulda. You're being ridiculous with that.
Oh no, it's not ridiculous. Hold on, we got to add Super Lil.
You're completely.
We got to add Super Lil. Super Lil, are you here to gang up with Loopy and try to tag team me?
No, you only have fetishes of ganging up, Josh.
Yeah, if somebody's here, I'm gonna go ahead and bow out because that's my line. You're doing gross, urinary kink pedo shit, and I'm out with that, Josh. Find a new competitor for that game.
That is such a far stretch, Loopy.
That was low tier, bottom barrel fucking shit, man. That was gross. Do better, Josh. Be well.
So now we're going with Denver Metro Audits Do Better. That was Loopy, everybody. And yeah, just like Loopy is disturbed by a catheter being put in a 3-year-old, I was equally as disturbed. Lillian?
Josh?
So what did you want to come up here for?
I just wanted to come up here and ask you why you think objectifying women is okay, and if you have a daughter, why you do that shit.
Objectifying women? So if I die, women stop getting objectified?
Do you want your daughter to see how you treat women and objectify women, Josh, and abuse women?
Well, is this what you're talking about? Because I want to talk about my shorts, and then you shut off your chest. Here, we'll show the world what we're talking about here. Because the shorts really do a good job of highlighting the inappropriate behavior of the cops. Because it hyper focuses on the bad behavior of the cops. So I really like that aspect.
And they have all that extra time for all of the context.
Yeah, but the context doesn't matter when you're looking at the abuse of the cops.
Greatest thing for a
fraud. Or if you want to go see stupid stuff, go see Thrasher. Yeah, I support Thrasher magazine, not your fucking stupid shorts, Josh. And you cut out that part. Cool stuff, and they're not right.
No, I kept that in. That's the very last part.
No.
How am I not supposed to make any sexist jokes right now?
You cut out the part where I said, go watch Thrasher magazine shorts, not BSBT
Mr. Carroll.
Jesus Christ, this thing's got out of control.
Mr. Carroll.
It's go check out Thrasher skateboard shorts.
Exactly.
Don't check out BSBT shorts. Yeah.
See, you just said it, and I left that in. Well, you can't accuse me of. So what are you accusing me of, Lillian?
I'm not accusing you, Josh. You objectify women and abuse women. And all I'm stating to you is if you say that this is going to portray and show how you fought for your kids, your daughter's going to see what a piece of shit you are and how you treat women, including the mother of your children and the people who take care of your fucking family, Josh.
Well, what do you mean by them denying letting her see me? Is that what you're talking about, taking care of her? Like, are you trying to say like they're so heroic?
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you and trying to tell you that you are gonna do that to your daughter. She's gonna see.
Well, hold on, Lillian. Hold on. We got Wolvie in the house. What up, Wolvie?
Why does Wolvie even want to come back?
Hey, baby.
What up, Wolvie? Probably because he wants to bite them hun buns and put you in your place.
Hey, honey, how you doing? Well, I'm not talking to Josh, so I am calling you honey.
And Wolverine, you know that is not what you should address me as.
Why? What are you going to do if I don't stop?
Oh, should I cry like you did the other night and yell because you are a petulant little child who can't handle people speaking the truth to them? Wolverine transparency.
You think I'm going to do that again?
Mr. Carroll.
Yeah, you can.
Mr. Carroll is in the show.
You can do whatever you want.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hey,
can you believe what's going on here, Mr. Carroll?
I can believe that this is the topic of discussion on your show.
I believe she's still crying about or gnawing about bone from me trolling them yesterday. So, anyways,
You mean
go ahead.
The temper tantrum from
Yeah,
yesterday?
exactly, Paul.
Oh, are you going to now when I go to trolling you, don't cry, okay? Because the trolling only came.
Listen,
The trolling only came when I was disrespected and you guys passively disrespected me. When you passively disrespect me along with other fucking bootlickers, I'm going to troll you. So when I do troll you and talk over you and disrespect you, because the people that are listening right now, they can only hear me.
No, they can't.
Yeah, you want to bet? How much you want to bet? I will bet. I'm watching you on my TV right now, and all I can hear is me in my headphones. All I'm hearing me. I hear a distinct little mouse underneath my voice right now. But I'm gonna shut up.
Hold on for just a second. We got somebody to add because Adam's
I don't think is your
Adam's fart or something.
Adam,
Can we welcome Adam's fart?
Oh, someone get the fucking. Yeah.
Damn.
So what's going on Adam's fart stained couch?
No, I want to know why Wolvie came on.
Because I feel like it.
What is he not?
I wanted to tell you that you have a flat chest, and if I ever had an erection, if I ever got erected, I would lose my erection on your flat skateboard chest.
Are you saying if, as in you don't kiss him already?
Paul.
Oh, do you got a cheerleader?
Yeah, this is.
Did you went from a lawyer to a cheerleader?
Cheerleaders. We don't go.
Oh, the pom poms and the high heels are going to come out. All you're missing is a crack pipe.
You guys and your fucking fetishes, right?
Whoa, listen to her. She's getting. Oh, look at her.
What fetishes do you have, Lillian?
Whoa, did I just hear her fucking? Did I just hear? Did I just get what I wanted? She just loves. She just fucking threw a temper tantrum.
Yep,
she's fucking triggered.
Right? She lost her cool.
That's what I'm ready to do.
Woohoo! Get it in. Get it in.
I think Lillian is
with
at
that
a point
flat
where
ass chest of yours. A fucking chest with some. She's got some ghetto ass titties. ghetto ass titties. Look, see how I bring the child out of everybody?
Full blown temper tantrum
something
yesterday.
about you and no one says anything about you. Yeah, you know
That's your opinion. Why don't you ask Josh? All right, time out. Ready? Hey, Josh, tell them what I did yesterday. Tell them what I did for you yesterday.
Did you whack him off with your hand?
You basically overtalked him.
With your hand?
Are you making fun of somebody?
No, you hold his pole all the time, don't you, Josh? So why wouldn't you whack him off?
Making fun of Lillian for how she looks this whole time.
That's nobody else's business but me and Wolvie, okay?
Right.
But
so
anyways,
why is my sexuality or what I do or my gender anyone's business, Josh?
All right, babe.
Why is your gender anybody's business? What is wrong? What are you offended if I say Lillian is a woman? Why would that be offensive?
I'm just saying.
Are we getting in a contest to see who can get more offended?
No, you're sitting here bitching about, well, if I'm holding Wolvie's pole, why is it anyone's business?
Well, I'm saying, should I be offended if somebody threatened to call CPS on my kid's mom?
You've done that to 2 other people, Josh.
No, I said, should I call CPS? I asked the question, should I? I already know the answer is no, and I didn't.
Well,
then why are you asking the question if you already know the answer?
And why are you asking for my address to send CPS to my house?
That's nasty.
I just said, what is your address? We can find out if CPS shows up to your house. I wouldn't call them, Lillian.
Then why would you even pose anything imbecilic like that, Josh? If you cry
why would I?
To you? Yeah, you can't cry.
I just said I said the exact same thing to you as my brother-in-law said to me, and when I tried to make you aware that my brother-in-law said that, you tried to dismiss it like there was nothing wrong with it and that I was the problem.
Well, who sits around and does drugs, Josh? I don't know about that. So you confidently.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Who does that? Who does that? Who was she inferring? Somebody she was referring that to. She was referring that to somebody. Who was she referring that to?
Can you 100%?
Can you ask it? Will you ask it? I don't care about gender right now, so I'm just going to call it it. Will you ask it what she was referring to when she said drugs?
By the way, Mr.
It. I'm not a mister. You can call me it. Me and you are it to each other. There's no way that I'm going to respect you, and there's no way you're going to respect me. So you could just call me it, and I won't get butthurt.
This is going to get really fun because I think we have the slander.
Look what I did. Look what I did. I got this bitch acting her age.
Hold on, Wolvie. Hold on. I'm going to mute you for 2 seconds. I'm muting you guys for 2 seconds. Product Wrangler.
No, I think that's another channel that has a lot more viewers than you just restreaming this for entertainment.
Oh my gosh. Why did they click on the link then?
Why not? You put it out there, Josh. Why would you put it out there?
All right, we're dropping it. I thought we had Product Wrangler here because I really wanted to know what that guy is thinking, threatening to call CPS on somebody. He said he was going to.
And you haven't.
And I heard it too.
Yeah, I never said I was going to, Lillian. No. Lillian, I never said I was going to.
No.
I said, should I call CPS? And then I asked you for your address.
Why would a lawyer advise me to do anything about it?
Oh my God, did you really go to a lawyer?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, are you serious? See, that shows the snowflake in you right there. You are on the fakest. You are on the fakest, most demonetized, most demonized social media in the fucking world, and you are calling a goddamn lawyer? Are you out of your fucking mind? I cannot believe How in the hell do you even have children? Do you have children around you? If you do have children around you, there's definitely something wrong with you.
Are you jealous because I seek legal advice? Do you not have money?
No, I don't need no master. I'm my own master. I don't need to go to master.
No.
Right. Lillian, that's the point.
The point is I can do what I want within my legal limits as well as you could. How you
Well, sure, you can do what you want. You can run out in front of 4 lanes of traffic if you want to. That don't mean you should, you dumbass.
Hold on, we got Fraud Wrangler coming back up. Fraud Wrangler.
I'm here.
Can you turn
Fraud
your
Ringer
YouTube off in the background?
Hey, Fraud Ringer, you still want to suck my dick? Wolvie said that.
Wolvie? No.
Do you still want to suck my dick? Yes or no?
No.
That's all I want to hear from you. All I want to hear from you if you still want to suck my dick, because Hayfar told me that you wanted to suck my dick, and that I just want to know if that's true, because with all due respect, Josh might get jealous. You might have some competition there.
Yeah, you
got to knock me out of the way first.
You got to. He's my pole holder, buddy. I mean, what do you?
Yeah.
So you got to take that up with him.
Well, I know you're going to have a poll holder since you haven't seen your dick since Reagan was in office.
Oh, but only somebody that thinks that way, that hasn't ever witnessed it, that has never seen me in person, that has never seen my dick not once, could actually make the assumption to say that, because he's so fucking biased and he's such a narcissist, and he thinks because he says it, it's the fucking truth. And wait till I flip script on you, homie. I'm gonna bite that ass. You're gonna see what I'm gonna do to you, dude. You have no clue what you have awakened. I am not being polite no more. I don't give a fuck what you think of me. I don't give a fuck what people think of me at all. I don't give a damn. Once I hit click, I go put my arms around a beautiful woman that loves me, that appreciates me. You understand
Your mom's
that?
got to. She brought you into this world.
You understand that? Oh, you think that's my mother? Hey, hold up a second. Move. Hold up a second.
Hanging on the
Hey, I'll bet you that if I showed you my bank account and your bank account, I'll bet you any amount of money right now. Let's put out a number right now. Let's show your subscribers. Let's show your subscribers.
Hand, Adam.
Hey,
right now. See, there he goes. See, that's what ableist does. That is what ableist does. That's what they do. The trolls, they get the liars. They get the liars to believe them. All they are is a bunch of fucking wannabe cops that are criminals, that are just as bad as the criminals that they are fucking pronouncing.
Probably worse. Let me ask you one question.
They are worse. I know they are, because they think you are a square dude. You are a fucking square dude.
One question.
Well, here, let him try to gurgle out some words.
Now, when you got hurt and you were in the hospital, weren't you the original cop sucker for all the money they raised for your ass?
Yeah, I remember a video of him on the news.
Didn't they even start a damn fundraiser for you?
Yeah.
Are you done? So you got your timeline all messed up, dude. You got your timeline is all messed up. 2013 and to the end of 2014, there's a major gap there that you're not filling in. Would you please fill that in, cop sucker?
That's when you became a
cop sucker. You need to fill in the blanks.
I am. That's
what happened between 2013 and the end of 2014, starting with the beginning of the community that was with me that pressed charges on the police officer that beat down the suspect in the city of Inkster. That is why we did the Michigan State Police a big favor. Ambassador Art Wilson and his churches all around that community came together, and they used guys like me to literally come and bridge the gap between the police and the community, dumbass.
Well, you
See, you don't know the whole story because you are a narcissist. You guys went with it. That's why you guys, one of your dick-sucking homeboys that put out a false narrative, took it down within 30 seconds once he knew that YouTube was going to go through arbitration with it. And it's still not over with because I'm going to make him prove what he said. Just like I'm going to make you prove it right now. Answer the question. What happened after that? After I just answered it for you. I gave you a hint. Now, what happened after that?
You became a sob sit.
What's a sob sit?
The thinks the laws don't apply to him.
You're calling me a police officer now? I'm a police officer.
You think?
Wait a minute. What's my own laws? What's my own laws? Tell me what my own law is.
You think you can do whatever the hell you want, just like Josh? Because you think that.
Well, you're doing what you want right now. You're doing. So does that make you a sob sit?
The government needs individual consent.
Does that make you a sob sit? Does that make you a sob sit?
Hey, Paul Carroll, correct me if I'm
wrong. No. Don't call on that fake ass tyrant. You don't need no pom pom. Speak for yourself, bitch.
Put your finger down.
Speak for yourself, bitch. Speak for
Speak
yourself. Hey, get rid of that girl off here right now. I need to get this guy. Come on.
That's a woman.
Get rid of everybody but me, you, and him, dude. Let's just talk to him. Let's get no. I know what I'm doing. You got to trust me, Josh. Let me get this guy. I'm going to get him on the record answering specific questions. That's going to come back and bite him in the ass later.
Okay,
because I'm going to go to your credibility.
And we'll drop you down for a sec. We'll bring you back up. Hold on.
There you go. Now, I want you to answer that question right now. I want you to fill in the gap of what happened because you obviously are saying that you called me a cop sucker, right? Right? You said I was a bootlicker or whatever. Go ahead and explain what you said. Go ahead.
It makes you a hypocrite because I've seen
videos
of you.
You haven't proved it. You have not proved it.
Funds because didn't they keep your house from getting repossessed?
You talking about a specific family that my wife worked for?
That was
over 2/3 of the people that I worked for and the people she worked for coming together. You have no idea what you're talking about.
All right. Well, I can answer me this one question. I'll leave you alone. Going by your logic, you say that because the cops are paid for with tax dollars that they're your servant. But see, you don't pay taxes. You collect disability. I pay taxes. So doesn't that mean
motherfucker, I worked for 27 fucking years and I'm on SSD. I've been on SSD hold up, bitch. I've been on SSD for 7 years that I paid out of 27 years. Suck a dick. You don't know what you're talking about. You see, hold up, man. Do you know the difference between SSI and SSD?
I know that you don't pay taxes. And
no, hey, motherfucker, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to go look up my name. It's a part A. It's a public fucking record. You piece of fucking garbage. It is a public record. You already know my name. Go look the rest of it up. You will see that I pay under $4,000 a year in my city. You will see that I am paying for that. It's in my goddamn name.
Okay.
And Wolvie, I want to.
You know what I could not find?
Go on and look, motherfucker. You already got all that, and I'm not going to give it to you. You're just bad at getting information. The only thing that you guys do is continue to lie, cheat, manipulate, all because you think people don't have a job. You're a narcissist. You are a fucking oppressor, and you will keep doing it. If you see me to my face, you wouldn't last 30 seconds in my face. You would back down like a little bitch.
Well, you're right. I would not last 30 seconds in your face. Not with the amount of dick breath coming out of your mouth.
Fraud Wrangler, why did you threaten to call CPS on my baby mama?
I didn't threaten to call CPS on your baby mama. I called CPS on you.
Yeah, Dan, he said I called CPS on you.
No,
he didn't threaten. He said I called.
CPS. So this dude called CPS on me.
Yes, he did.
Never met.
Watch what happens to you, dude.
Yes.
Watch what happens to you.
He
I
just
can't wait
admitted
5
that he
years
did it.
from now. Motherfuckers like this will be hanging. I can't wait. I can't wait.
And
You are. I'll shut up. Here, let me.
Hey, the next time you live stream and drive, you'll have no license, just like Joshy.
See, they always have threats. So let's bring Lillian back up, and let's bring Paul Carroll back up. Paul Carroll, can you please? Paul Carroll, did you hear Fraud at Wrangler admit that he called CPS on me? Mr. Carroll.
See, that's what the mob does.
Hold on, Wolvie. I want Mr. Carroll to answer.
But they're not the mob, though. That's the whole point.
Mute yourself.
They're not the. Go fuck yourself, you little bitch.
That's not very nice.
Who gives a motherfucker? There ain't nothing nice about me. I don't give a fuck about who. Oh, because Frauditor Wrangler said it ain't nice. It ain't nice. I'm not nice to people that are narcissistic oppressors that continue to make a fight that needs a master, and I'm your master, and you don't like it.
No,
you will never.
Because I boss around the people that you respect. I make people get on their knees and bend to my reality, and you don't like that. You don't like that, Frauditor. Frauditor of frauditors. You don't like that, do you? You steal everybody else's shit. You turn around and you fucking get off on it. You spin a narrative because he's attacking my master. He's attacking my master. He's
Wolvie, hold on. I'm muting Wolvie and I'm muting Wrangler for a second. I'm muting everybody. Mr. Carroll, are you there?
Good grief. I think I'm still here.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Carroll, what do you think of Fraud at Wrangler saying he just called CPS on me?
If he did, I don't agree with it. That's not necessarily what I heard him saying, but you love to take people's words out of context. So.
Oh my God, that's what he just said.
Wolverine.
It's exactly. He said word for word that he called CPS on me, not my baby mama. He called CPS on me.
Then if he did that with malicious intent, I think that's wrong.
Should he face criminal consequences?
If you want to press him, go ahead.
So, Fraud at Wrangler,
would you back him?
Stupid. Fraud at Wrangler, you can unmute yourself now, Fraud at Wrangler, if you want to speak to the bullshit that you're doing.
Well, if you'd let me get the answer out of my mouth, I'd be happy to.
First, you got to take the dick out of your mouth.
Wolverine.
I was just thinking that too.
On that, wouldn't you, Wolvie? But
go ahead, Fraud at Wrangler. Go ahead.
Look, dude.
Well, I'm only jealous because it's not my dick.
No, because I'm sure yours doesn't work. Not with that much cholesterol.
Says the bootlicker that has no credibility, that has a bunch of fucking keyboard gangsters on his side. Look, I got a whole family. I got people that love me, dude. I'm just having fun with this shit now. I love this shit. I'll be your scapegoat. Come and get some, motherfucker. I have nothing. Hey, Wrangler, remind me. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't give a fuck what prosecutor you have, what judge you have. If I want to reach out and touch you, you ain't doing a fucking thing about it. Remember that. My life is ending. Remember that, Mr. Prosecutor. My life is ending, and yours might end with it if you're not careful. Keep running your mouth. Keep running your mouth.
Let's not even go with any sort of threat.
Keep running your mouth, man. That's all you got to do is give me a motivation. Give me a motivation to come and find wherever people are that want to hurt me. So then I'll take them with me, and I'll do the world a favor. I'll do the world a favor.
I mean, you did say that.
Here, I'll give you something to call Master on.
Hold on. I had to mute
Call Master.
Yes, mute him.
But Wolvie, so
Josh,
no threats.
Is your channel pro threats now?
No, we are not pro threats.
Are you guys mad because I know how to troll better than you?
You're fucking with the
I
wrong
do
bitch.
find it
mad. The trolls are mad because I'm a better troll. Oh, poor baby, cry me a fucking river. Oh my God, you keyboard gangsters! Wham!
Josh.
Okay, let Paul.
Wah!
Just shut
Josh,
the
hold
fuck
on,
up.
Wolvie.
You can't shut the fuck up, bitch. You ain't talking to me like that.
Oh, I'm talking
Hold on,
about
Wolvie.
I want
No,
it.
you ain't.
Yeah.
Do you want my
You're
answer
a
or
piece
not,
of
Josh?
shit.
No, okay. All right. Here, let me
My answer
submit.
is because when I
Okay.
came into my chat for my live stream
Okay,
yesterday, you were
baby.
exhibiting behavior that gave me great concern about you being alone with a child.
Oh, you're concerned if I'm alone with a child?
Well, yes, because you're a wife beater, convicted. You were exhibiting signs of great mental distress and instability, and you were bragging about.
And you're gonna make
being
that.
like
You're gonna
having a
make that
child.
And you have hit
diagnosis.
women before,
Absolutely, I
Josh.
called
You
you.
have hit women before.
You wanted my
Hold
answer.
on, we
I
got
gave you my answer.
firefighter 936. Hold on. Oh, firefighter, you're in the show. Hold on, I gotta take a call real quick.
Drug dealer must be.
Oh Lord, start talking before Wolvie starts crying again, y'all.
I am still live. Can you say hi to the audience? I'm still live.
Fuck off, internet.
Yeah, that's fuck off, internet.
And
Who
yes,
is
Mr.
that?
Carroll, this
Must
is
be
why
the
I
drug
called you
dealer
because
calling.
of irresponsible behavior like this.
Feel about all the YouTubers that fucking talk about me and my family. So screw you all. And I
Yeah,
hope this
well, who are you, number
When
one?
did Joshie's meth dealer get a girlfriend?
That's funny because the family member last night said that they want nothing to do with him.
Well, yeah. Ask him how many people from his past are still in his life.
It's like I'm a keyboard gangster because I pay taxes, and so do all of my supporters and subscribers.
Yeah,
You are. You know what you are? You're a big liar, dude. You're a liar. You're a liar.
Wolvie, come to
Go
my
up on my community page right now and pull that
I
up.
vote for with
Here, let me just post this right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Josh
About your
put this up,
security information.
and I want you to get rid of that liar and debunk him once and for all. He just said that Wolvie doesn't pay taxes.
because you
I
have
pay under $4,000 a year.
rules.
I pay under $4,000 a year, you fucking bitch. You're a lying piece of shit.
Pays their taxes from the YouTube monetization.
Oh my God, listen to this guy. I don't make that. Why don't you look that up, you stupid fuck? I don't even fucking make a dime on YouTube. I don't fucking monetize, you dumb fuck.
Oh, good God.
Because I like cussing.
Okay, the one-armed bandit.
So there it is. There it is. The whole reason why you're attacking me is because I attack your master and then I become the shot caller and you're saying there's no way that a one-hand man can do that. Why are they letting him do that? I don't understand. You cry about it. You cry about it. And then you get the rest of the bootlickers to agree with you because they don't like the fact that a one-armed guy that couldn't hurt a fly, that could be Twitch, that would be Twitch, it could be his master. That's the only.
Okay, hold on.
Nobody watches your channel.
I'm muting everybody for a second. I am muting everybody for a second because my little guy is getting ready to be here. So he'll be here in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to shut this stream down shortly. But I just wanted to say that this has been a very interesting conversation. I'm not shutting it down just yet.
I know we still got some. We still have some stuff to elicit.
Right, they got to team up
Do
on
you
us.
see what I've elicited? They
team
don't
up
understand
all-
my trolling methods. They don't understand that you heard every word that they were saying. They don't understand that everybody that counts is listening, not your subscribers. It's the people that we already know that you're a liar and that will sue you later on for it. You don't get it, you dumb fuck. I didn't threaten you. You go back and listen to every goddamn word I said. It was never a direct threat. You gotta be able to directly threaten somebody to be in fear to get them charged.
What's your heart rate right now?
Hold on, I'm muting you. Wolvie, I'm muting you. Paul Carroll, go ahead.
All I've heard so far is Wolverine claim that he has the most money and gets the most subscribers, but everybody else here is a narcissist, and everybody here is an internet gangster, but he's the only one making physical.
Oh my God! You know that I didn't say that.
Wolvie, hold on, Wolvie. He's a piece. I gotta mute you guys. Firefighter 936. Oh, so interesting observation, Mr. Carroll. As always, Firefighter 936.
I love it.
Firefighter 936. What did you come up to say?
Unmute him, Josh.
Firefighter 936. Do you want to? You're on mute if you're trying to talk, firefighter.
Josh, unmute him.
Hold on. I'm going to unmute him, Frauditor Wrangler. Okay, Firefighter 936, you're unmuted.
Okay, I'm here to add to the rest of the and debunk the bullshit that you guys are saying.
Okay, quick question. Would Frauditor Wrangler be willing to unmask himself right now? Kind of like this. See,
I don't know. You have to ask him.
And I wish that you would thank you, Josh, for masking yourself back. No, I won't. I believe in operational security, and that's just
Yeah, no, he's a coward.
Poster child for birth control.
Hey, aren't you the one?
I have the perfect.
That's what it is.
I have.
Didn't you two go to threaten two kids?
I have the
Of a friend of mine?
perfect fucking video for him. That comes from Spider-Man. I have the perfect shit for him when I do him. I'm gonna fuck you over so bad. I'm just having fun with you. I will never ever be a threat to nobody. Everybody knows that they can flick me. Everybody knows that they can flick me and I'll fall. So I know that I don't pose a threat to nobody because they're all ableist. The only thing that they do, the only thing that they do is that they use it when it's convenient for them to say, "Oh, I'm scared," like a cop does when he's lying on a police report.
I can't use
You
all
know,
my
when a cop says, "I'm scared," because he's at the tail end. He's by my right bumper, and I don't know what he's gonna do with his camera. He's walking between the cars, lies his ass off to shows that he's fearful. You know, if you read the police report, you would know that. But you're so fucking biased in your Democratic or Republican fucking stance, you don't understand that the government has turned you against yourself. That's all. And you're looking for master all the way back to Abraham.
Stop talking about
Wolverine, I got a question for you.
Okay, what's your question for Wolvie?
You want to talk about crying, but I heard you in a lot of your videos crying every time cops confront you. You say, "I'm a disabled. You're violating my civil disability law, this and that, and everything else."
Spit it out. It ain't yours, motherfucker. Listen, it's this simple. You know, when a guy with a gun and a badge and authority that's known by bootlickers like you that enable him, and I'm surrounded by them, I have no choice but to use what's convenient at the time to say, just like I did when I took my keys out of the goddamn ignition and threw them up on the fucking thing to let him know that I wasn't going nowhere and to get his supervisor. Remember that? I showed that I wasn't a threat. I left my window there and I made that pig leave like the tyrant that he was because I left him no outs for him to use against me.
Or he was tired.
It's the same thing with you. That's all you do now. All you're doing is cloning to the people, and you're a clout chasing little bitch. All you're doing is getting a bunch of bootlickers. No. That's not what you're doing. And the people that are real, that listens, that have their own judge of character, knows that you're a liar. And I believe in Constitution. I believe in a nation of laws. I believe in all that. I just don't believe that you can fucking criminalize something because you don't like it.
You only believe in the laws when it's convenient for you.
Says the dick sucker.
Really? What laws did I break?
What laws did I break? And why ain't I in jail?
Every damn time you go out, you guys do fraudits. You guys break
don't
laws.
like murder.
So why am I in jail? Why did the special prosecutor Greco say that he did a full investigation on it and he wants to do a noli prosse and to do it with prejudice and take it off all liens? Why would he do that if I committed a crime?
I don't know. I didn't see the video.
Oh, because you don't know nothing about law. You don't know nothing about
I did not
speech.
see the
I didn't
video,
threaten the
you
cop.
moron.
Cops cannot be
Big
victims.
difference.
Listen to me. If you're going to listen, listen.
So
Cops,
why
public
do you guys
tools,
edit the
public
video?
tools cannot be victims unless you threaten them. You can't be. If you read Michigan law, you'll understand. The only thing that protects a police officer that will give him the victim status is if I directly look at him with eye-to-eye contact, intimidate him with a threat to do bodily harm to him. That's the only time he can actually use any of that. Any other time, you can't. Do you even know what the first attribute of disorderly conduct is in the state of Michigan? Don't look it up. Tell me what it is.
Again, I did not see the video.
Yeah, I know. So you have no idea. You're just up here running your mouth because you are repeating what other people has told you, which is called learned behavior, which makes you a threat, which makes you a threat to society. Because you are the mob with the republic. You are the
Yes. Wolvie, let me get a word in edgewise for a second. Jeez, oh Pete's. When Wolvie is off on a rant, he just goes. But Wolvie, the thing is, these guys don't do research, Wolvie. They don't look into things. They don't see the police report that you had with about, I think it was 9 lies. It was a minimum of 6 lies in the police report that we saw for what Wolvie is talking about. Wolvie is talking about seeing what's supposed to be an honorable police officer writing a report that contains lies that are blatant, obvious lies that he knows are lies because he can watch the video to see that he just lied 6 to 9 times in his report. I think it was 6, but it might have been as many as 9 that blatant lies in a police report.
He even lied about the color of my truck.
I didn't see the video.
Right, so then why are you up here? Why are you up here spouting out?
The last video I ever watched of Wolverines was when he and a bunch of the other clowns were arrested on federal property in Detroit, I believe it was.
It was Detroit property, you dumbass.
It was federal property.
And it wasn't federal
property. Oh my God, no, it's not, and it's still marked Detroit property.
Were all arrested.
But that's why they gave us our shit back and did a noli prosse, you dumb fuck. Because it's not. Why do you think we did to the 36th District Court and even had every fucking security, police, and fucking judges out on the sidewalk redressing them while we had a case with them, you dumb fuck? Why do you think we did that? Why don't you go look at it? And then Captain Connor came and said, "What do you want me to do, sir?" I said, "Get these public servants back in their building and tell them to shut the fuck up." And he did just that.
Servants, but they're not your servant, asswipe.
Oh my God, look at you narcissist piece of shit. I guarantee it, this motherfucker hasn't paid no taxes ever in his life. He's perpetrating. This guy, whoever he is, firefighter, he is not a taxpayer.
Yeah,
I promise you that.
That's why
I promise you that this guy is not a taxpayer. I'm telling you, he ain't a taxpayer.
Really?
Flat out, point blank.
Taxes come out of my paycheck each week.
He can't be that stupid.
Hold on just a second. The Lilla the Hun is trying to say something, so I'm muting everybody except for Lilla the Hun. What do you want to say, Lilla the Hun?
I'm just saying I'm out. Bye.
You're out of here?
Yes.
That's kind of rude.
Why? Why? Oh, you want me to wait until you try to rage quit me or kick me out?
No, do you think?
No, you already did that.
But
I don't do that. Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, you did. I got a video clip, and now I got you. Now I got you in a lie, so it's good.
Paul, I didn't hear you.
I was just saying, Josh, how can you think that Lily announcing her leaving is rude when Wolverine has thrown a half an hour long tantrum on this panel and quite possibly threatened people?
Yes, well, he had.
Quite possibly, but I don't think he has.
So you don't think,
just like you would say,
you don't think what he said is a threat, but the judge saying let's have a hearing in person is a threat? I just want to get an answer.
It was that was a threat when the judge said let's have this in person, and
but
yes, it was a threat
when is not a threat.
I don't know. I'd have to go listen to it on playback.
Nice cop out there.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because we
leaving.
don't.
Yes,
I don't
that's
make
the thing,
threats, and
Josh. I'm leaving. Okay.
I don't condone threats.
Well, it's
But if you guys want to,
are you going to admonish him for making that threat, or are you going to leave it up there and establish your channel as a pro threat when you agree with them kind of channel?
Mr. Carroll, it's kind of hard for you to make that assessment because in your eyes, somebody saying they're going to call CPS on me is not a threat. When they admitted right on the panel that you were on, that they said exactly what they said, and then you went and excused it. So
he told you what he would do if Frauded or Wrangler supposedly did whatever he might do, Josh.
yeah, so he said bad things would happen if Frauded Wrangler did something bad on his end. So if Frauded Wrangler doesn't do something bad on his end, then that threat.
Just go back and listen to it. I know what I said.
Yep,
No
exactly. So, and this is the problem. You guys don't listen. You guys don't listen to specific words that are in there. So it's just like me saying, if
it's called gaslighting. It's called gaslighting. You cherry pick what you want to hear. You cherry pick what you want to hear. Lily, the reason why I lost respect for you, and there are people that I allow to insult me. I've been on panels to where people will totally just destroy me with insults and I won't say shit. But see, what you guys don't realize is that when you come on ice stream and then you use identity politics on me, and then you immediately come to the point of not knowing what to read. You don't have the 3-year degree, and it's like I am in a 3rd grade teaching where I have to raise my voice, assert my authority, and tell motherfuckers to shut up without whooping their ass. That's it. That's what's happening here right now. I'm in a 3rd grade. I am in 3rd grade all over again, trying to tell these motherfuckers to shut the fuck up and do your work. Do your work.
And I'm not.
Shut your cockholes.
Do your work. Do your own homework. Why would you come on somebody's stream and not know what you're talking about and just automatically take what they call an insult to injury when you don't know what you're talking about? You don't even know what the person is. All you know is you've been following people that said that these people are frauditors.
Exactly.
That's all you guys do.
You are.
So if I don't speak for myself, and if I don't raise my fucking voice, then nobody will listen to me. But when I raise my goddamn voice, people listen, and it pisses them off. And
speaking of listening, I had to mute you for a second.
That's all I was going to
People
say.
think one person throwing a tantrum and screaming over everybody else is
Someone says that
I would rather be caught throwing a tantrum than sitting around saying nothing but lies and manipulation and giving each other respect while you're lying to each other. That is ridiculous.
Go take your 3-year degree and sit down for a minute, okay? We know you have a 3-year degree, okay?
Sure,
There are people up here that are more educated and have degrees and have gone to school longer than you.
Lillian, why do you do that? Why do you always go, there's people more educated? Like,
Well,
it doesn't matter.
He's throwing his 3-year degree around for
No, it's because you should know this. Lillian, okay. All right, I'll come back down. All right, listen, I promise to behave myself. Listen. I'm going to say this and I'll shut up. All right. This is what's happening. Every single time that I come on a panel, I hear frauditor. I hear misleading. I hear you don't pay taxes. I hear this guy don't have a tooth. This guy's missing an eye. This guy don't cut his hair. This guy don't groom himself well. And I hear everything but the truth. I hear everything but what matters. Okay, what the person. Hold up, I wasn't done. Listen to me, and I'll shut up. I told you, just listen to me, and I'll shut up. All right, and instead of listening to the person that you have incited all those words on, you didn't hear a word they said. and you won't comment on it, you won't come back with the receipt debunking them. I have receipts for everything I'm saying.
Show them.
What do you mean show them? I have a video. You go do your own homework. Like I said, I'm not your third grade teacher. You're old enough right now.
But you go
And
find
hold on,
them.
Wolvie.
I'm not
I'm going to mute
crying
you for a
about
second, Wolvie.
receipts. You are.
Lillian, I have a whole channel called Josh Socks. I have a whole channel called Josh Socks where I put out the misinformation. And no. Did you see the Josh Socks channel where, for example, like when KFAR will say something and I know it's not true, and then I'll put the opposing information on the same video? Like I show you specific examples of how they twist the truth, or how they like. For example, I even put a video
in a short because everyone always tells you, Josh, it loses the context and you manipulate it with your whatever verbiage on
So
there.
then you would expect somebody to come out with a video where it's full context and then them point out exactly where it is, but they still have yet to do that. But
Because they
anyways,
don't care
Lillian,
about you and your shit enough to do it. Why should they waste their lives doing your shit?
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Why should they waste? Why should they waste right there? Okay.
Well, why?
It's a matter of, listen, here, let me talk your talk. Paul Carroll, I'm going to talk your talk now, sir. Listen, for a point of hey, listen to me.
No, because you just said, oh, people don't listen. That's why I speak over them. So go fuck yourself right now and let.
Okay. So you want you wait. You want respect, but you don't want to give it. See, you guys disrespected me first, and I have the clip to prove it. Okay, when you talked about somebody when they wasn't on the fucking panel to defend themselves, that's fucked up.
All Whiskey said was, "I think you did."
No, that's not all Whiskey said. Whiskey was talking about a lot of shit that you passively aggressively let slide. Okay, every one of you were like, yeah, and added to it.
He made one statement about you, and then
no, he didn't. He made several statements.
You interpreted those words through your own lens, and then came up and gave a half an hour.
No, I listened to him for about.
And talked over.
I listened to Paul. I listened to him for about maybe. I think it was like 40 minutes, or no, 20 minutes. It was like 20 minutes. I sat there and listened, and then for like the first 10 minutes of it, I didn't say anything, and then he said, "Oh yeah, Wolvie, and you didn't even handle that right," when he was putting an addendum to what he said the first time. Do you even know what he said the first time when he brought up my name? He didn't say Wolvie. He said Wolverine when he said it. That should give you a clue.
And you keep talking about yourself, Wolverine. Can I just say bye? I've been wanting to leave for 10 minutes.
Man, there is a button that leaves.
Okay, bye,
all you got to
Lillian.
do is leave.
All right, bye, guys.
Later.
Bye, Lillian.
Nobody's missing you. Trust me.
You have a nice evening, Paul.
Nobody's missing you. Oh.
Yep. Nobody is
Damn.
missing you here, Lillian.
Gee.
So, what is your degree in, Wolverine?
I have a 3-year paralegal degree.
Okay, so
look it up and debunk me or shut up. That's all I'm going to say.
Means nothing.
Okay, I know it means nothing to you because you don't know nothing about law. You even admitted that in the beginning, so that of course it would mean nothing to you. If you don't have no knowledge of law, it wouldn't mean anything to you.
All I said was I did not.
Josh, go back and get that and bring that back up so he can hear himself.
see the
Go
video
clip it
you
real
were
quick,
speaking
dude.
of.
He said, "I don't know the law."
No.
Go that part right there. Go back to that, and then get him saying what he just said. See that's where we're going to clown you. Firefighter, you're fucked. You're fucked on YouTube. Your credibility is going to be gone.
Okay.
Everywhere you go in the A1 community, when you finally do find out that we're telling the truth, you're going to have a lot of rebuilding to do because you're making statements that are false. You're making. I haven't made a false statement. Nobody's debunked me. Nobody has debunked me.
You frauditors lie. So
oh my God, you haven't proved it. What did I lie about?
I said the majority
Hey, hold on,
of
Wolvie,
you.
hold on.
Okay, no,
the
let's.
majority of
Hold
you.
on,
I didn't say you. Specifically, I said
I'm muting everybody because listen, firefighter, you just used the word frauditor. So that automatically tells me if you're going to use the word frauditor, you're going to use that term. You've come from one of the frauditor channels. You've already had your mind made up. You have one image of what a frauditor, quote
That's
unquote,
what I'm
frauditor is. You're going to be biased. So what's the point of even having you here, man? You can unmute yourself now, or here, I'll unmute you. You can respond to that.
Because the majority of every frauditor, and I'm going to keep on using that because you're not journalists. Okay,
I have a journalist ID, sir.
Okay,
sir, I have a journalist ID. I don't know what you're talking about.
The majority are all convicted felons, and they lie their ass off by saying, "I don't commit crimes."
Well, go look up my shit. Go look up my shit so you can come back and apologize to me. Because I'm no longer a convicted felon.
Majority.
I'm no longer a convicted felon. I have a paralegal degree. I beat several cases so far, and I've been right on almost every point I've made while cop watching.
Oh my God. Did I say you? I said the majority.
Dude.
Frauditors.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to give you a benefit of a doubt. Hold up. Let's give him a benefit of a doubt. He doesn't know the law. Okay, he said he didn't know the law.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
I already did. Why don't you go to Wolverine Transparency?
Who has a camera is not a convicted felon.
Okay, listen to me. You might be right. You might be right on some of that.
What happens in front of somebody?
But it really doesn't determine.
Do you want me to name? I don't know how many frauditors that are convicted felons. And
okay, big deal. Big deal. So what? So what happens in front of their camera doesn't happen in front of their camera because they have a criminal record. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
They lie. They edit their videos.
You know what?
I'm going to here. And they add stuff. That's why people have problems. Listen.
What happens on their camera doesn't happen on their camera.
That's why people have problems with all of you guys.
The
majority of your community.
He said all you frauditors. He was about to say. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it, dude. He said, "Fraud, you guys."
What?
Oh my God! Go back and listen, dude. He's so fucked up. He said, "All of you fraud guys." He changed from fraud to with the guys. He checked himself.
Okay,
I'll give it to him. But he doesn't understand his own bias.
Okay.
Yeah, but hey, my little guy's going to be here soon, so Wolvie, I'm going to drop you down because I want to just talk to these guys for just a second real quick. But thanks.
All right, I'm out of here, man. I'm gone.
Okay, yeah. All right, so, but let me get something straight. So if somebody has a criminal record, now all of a sudden you don't believe what happens on their camera. Oh, wait. Sorry, I didn't mean to drop you down, firefighters. I was going to keep you up here. Oh, and firefighters dip down himself. Mr. Carroll. Does somebody having a previous criminal record, does that just all of a sudden basically negate everything that happens on their camera because they have a criminal record?
No, but it definitely informs some of the motivations they're going to have. Look at how out of context all of the segments Chili had about and I think his name was Andrew Sheets, the guy who got shot by cops in Ohio. He is convinced that there was a murder staged by the cops with them planting evidence that he can see it on camera. Very few other people agree with him on that. So they're all viewing the same video, but coming to two completely different conclusions. That's entirely possible.
So I'm not going to... Okay, so I'll recognize the fact that maybe some folks have an interest of steering what people see on the camera, but there are other folks that go out there that capture the entire thing from beginning to end on camera. For example, myself, I do practically all my stuff live. Like, so nobody can accuse me of editing it, right? Nobody can say, hey, you edited that video.
But I've
noticed a lot of cop watch
is editing.
Well, But Mr. Carroll, does anybody want to sit through a 20-minute video with like 16 minutes of dead air?
Well, how many times on these panels do you say, let's go through the clips, and you replay the same clips without any of the context around it?
Well, that's only because I can't push the videos yet. If you want to buy me a nice laptop, I can push videos so we can get the full context. But right now, the way my setup is, and it's just my setup here, is I can only do like 2-minute clips. So I can only clip things 2 minutes at a time. If I could push videos, I'd be happy. It would actually be more, it would actually improve the production value of this show tremendously if I could just push the videos myself, but I need a laptop to do that. And when I do, we can go through videos in their entirety. It wouldn't bother me one bit. I wouldn't have to edit them down to two-minute clips to get them to play on these live streams. Would you prefer that?
The point I'm making is that it is certainly possible for somebody to take clips and edit a video selectively such that it shows a very different story from what may have actually happened or what somebody else might interpret happened. If you start a video out with a cop unloading shots into somebody's front windshield, people are going to think, oh my gosh, this is police brutality. But if you play a few minutes ahead of that and it turns out the guy was trying to hit the cop with his car, it may be a completely different story.
Well,
That's
I would
why
agree
keep
with
saying context matters. And
I would
yourself
agree with
said
you
that
there.
dislike being taken out of context, but you've taken me out of context. You take some of what Blue Bacon says out of context.
Well, would you prefer it if I was able to run it back and play things in their entirety? Because I'm going to get a computer and we can do that so that we can go through things in their entirety. If you think that I'm editing something for context, or I guess if the accusation is that I'm going to edit it for context specifically so that I don't show, basically a justification for what happened in the video, you have to realize I don't do that. Like I put the focus on the bad behavior of the cops, yes, but I don't edit the videos in a way where it's like but that brings me back to the original question I was going to ask you. Isn't that what the mainstream media does right now though? Doesn't the mainstream media take the same information and twist it?
Yeah, but isn't that the whole point of the quote-unquote alternate media, is that they claim they don't do that? So
well,
if you're
I would
claiming
say
to not be
there's
part of the mainstream media, it would probably be a good practice to not do what you're accusing them of doing.
Okay, as humans, do you think every human lies?
Probably to some degree, yeah.
Okay, so to say that frauditors are liars, it's like, but everybody is capable of lying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if everybody is capable of lying, what good does it do? Yeah, but see, the credibility thing, it really comes back to bite you in the ass when you align yourself and put yourself on the side that is pro credibility. When you say, like, we're the credible,
like police can do no wrong, or all frauditors are liars and terrible people, do I say those things, or are you assigning somebody else's words to me?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. We have the Unforgiven Jerry, and even though I'm winding this stream down until my little man gets here, I have time to entertain this, whatever it's about to be, with the Unforgiven Jerry. What's up?
What do you mean? What's it going to be? I'm listening to what you guys are talking about. What are you talking about?
You're listening to what we're talking about, so
yeah,
you wanted to come up.
Well, I was going to come up because I was seeing a shit show happening, and I was hoping to catch it, but I didn't. I came and I saw something else happening, and I was listening, and I was like, I hear you talking about context. You're saying that you don't think things out of context, but you really do. Now, yeah, and I'm correcting what you're saying, because you say that you're editing for context. You're not editing for context. Edit and cut out context. That's you got to.
Well, you do realize, like, for example, in a YouTube short, the maximum time frame in a YouTube short is 60 seconds. So, due to the time constraints on a YouTube short, I'm forced to edit and basically focus on a highlight of a video. You do understand that, right?
But with the mainstream media, sure, their news segments may be limited to 30 minutes, and the individual stories in that may be limited to just a few minutes themselves, but you would accuse them of bias and taking things out of context when they have to condense things down to those smaller periods of time, wouldn't you? So
But
how
haven't
is
you
that
noticed?
thing?
Okay, but Mr. Carroll, haven't you noticed a trend on this channel? Don't you notice that I'm more than willing to bring up any guest that happens to want to come up here? So wouldn't you say that I'm pretty open to people challenging my credibility?
I'd say
Yeah,
you're
but
better than most channels, yeah, but you also spend an egregious amount of time making sexual innuendos and jokes, and sometimes just flat out body shaming people. When if your message
Lillian?
is, yeah, you
I
didn't
think she
think
has
that
a-
what you
I-
and Wolverine were doing was body shaming?
I think she has a great rack.
Yeah, but when you demeaningly speak to her that way and talk about her physical appearance, you don't think
I've only complimented her physical appearance.
all right?
Oh, yeah, but that's not like you here though. You guys, the conversation is about your whatever you're conversating about. It's not about somebody's looks, regardless of whether you're giving her a compliment or not. That's unprofessional to be having a conversation with somebody about a certain thing and then take it somewhere else. So that's you're not even keeping within the context that you're trying to speak of. So it's not good. If that's what your whole thing is like, I want to have a discussion or an open discussion, then have a discussion about the subject. Don't talk about anything else, even if it is a compliment, even if it is in a good.
So Mr. Carroll and the Unforgiven Jerry, the two of you are trying to make the claim that we should stay away from personal attacks on appearance and stick to the substance when the channels that you frequent do the exact opposite of what you're claiming that I should be doing here.
What do they have to do with the discussion we're having?
You're more than happy to throw your support behind a channel that does what you're saying is just not a sign of good behavior. But
I've
you're
been
willing
on your
to throw
channel more than anybody else's. So,
well, that's true.
So is that me supporting you and throwing my support behind you, or is it?
Well, I don't think you've been supportive of me whatsoever, except for I do appreciate you putting Fraud Wrangler in his place and saying that, it's a poor decision to call CPS because that little bitch boy needs to be put in check. He's growing too big for his britches and he's not a very intelligent guy. And I'm not trying to say that to demean the kid or to put him down, but he seriously is out. He's going to cause a lot of damage by the time it's done.
Well, I would have thought that you would have called out Wolverine for making physical threats about people too, but I guess
Wolverine should not be making physical threats either. Nobody should be making physical threats.
Yeah, and yet you are waiting until I'm addressing it directly to you to actually call it out.
But he said if you do this to me, then this. He said if you do this to me, then this is what happens.
He said no. If I wanted to, no prosecutor and no judge could keep me from touching you, or something to that effect. You wouldn't take that as a threat?
From reaching out and touching you?
Yeah, if KFAR told you no prosecutor and no judge is going to keep me from reaching out and touching you, would you take that as a threat?
If he said, if he was trying to preface that by saying, if I did something, then he would do something to me, then no, it's not a threat when that happens. Because KFAR is sitting on this video and he's waiting to release this video, and I know what video he's talking about. It's me when a catheter almost got put in my 3-year-old son, and then I said if my nephew, because remember my nephew was blamed for calling CPS. They tried to put the blame on my nephew. My brother-in-law and my sister were trying to put the blame on my nephew for calling CPS, and then I said if my nephew threatens my children or me in any way, I'll wrap him up like a little pretzel. Right? So now what KFAR is sitting on is he's going to go, oh, see, I made a threat to him. But what I said was if you come near my children or if you threaten my children, I will wrap you up with a pretzel. That is very different, Mr. Carroll. That's not a threat. That's saying, hey, don't fuck with me and force me to use my self-defense.
Isn't that a threat?
That's big difference. Big difference. It's a big difference. It's like saying if you were to try to rob me, I would pull your gun from you and shoot you with your own gun. But that would mean that you would have to try to rob me at gunpoint first. Are you going to try to rob me at gunpoint? No, then there's no threat on my part.
Yeah, but okay, fine. That example, but okay. Well, you know that once you take somebody's gun after like they're trying to rob you and you shoot them, that's not self-defense anymore.
What, defending my children from having a catheter put in them?
But why would you be? Who's putting a catheter in your children?
That's what almost happened the day that they thought it was a good idea. My sister and my brother-in-law have already admitted on KFAR's show. They already admitted that they conspired to call CPS.
Your brother-in-law and your sister said that they were going to put a catheter in your children.
No, but what they did is they called CPS, which showed up, which demanded a drug screen, which they coerced my fiance into taking my 3-year-old son to a hospital, a COVID-infested hospital. For his safety, they're bringing him to a COVID-infested hospital for his safety. And then they said that they had to get a urine sample, and if they couldn't get a urine sample, they were going to put a catheter in him.
Well, then why didn't you just give him a urine sample?
It was my son. He's 3 years old. You can't tell a 3-year-old, here, pee in this cup, buddy.
Well, I'm sure that they were waiting for him. Why is it that they needed to put a catheter in him? There has to be.
Why did they make the threat? Why did they threaten to put a catheter in there? Because they looked at us like we were trash because of the accusations.
You know, Josh, this is what we're talking about with context, okay? See, nobody in their right mind would think that somebody in a hospital would threaten anybody, especially a doctor. Doctors don't threaten people, okay? They'll tell you the course of action that they need to take in order to help you out, and whether or not you want to take it.
Hey, forgiven Jerry, when my fiance gets here, do you want me to have her tell you the story about how a catheter almost got put in my 3-year-old son? Do you if you don't believe me, will you believe her?
You're telling me that people in a hospital threaten you to put
they threatened to put a catheter in my 3-year-old son, yes.
And there's this is not on news. This is not somewhere being exposed. There's not more people that are talking about their children being almost stabbed with a catheter. I mean, don't you think this is something that would be more? That sounds kind of egregious. I mean, what do you think, Paul?
Yeah. Now you may know why I am the way I am, huh?
No, I know why you are. But I'm just taking note as to how far you've gone, but there's no context to that story. And you can go ahead and bring your fiance, whatever you want, it doesn't matter, because I'm looking at things in general and how people actually work.
I'm telling you right now that this plan, the plan that my sister concocted with her husband, it almost had a catheter put in a 3-year-old. Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Hey, did the hospital almost put a catheter in Jackson?
Why don't you suck on balls? I'm not talking about this.
Yeah, but did the hospital almost put a catheter in Jackson?
I like not talking about it.
Okay.
I'm not going to these live streams anymore, so no.
Okay, so hold on, guys. I'm going to mute you for a second.
Mute me, I said.
Hey, Paul, are you there?
Yep.
I'm on the other line. Hold on, guys.
You said you were in a fucking minute.
The amount of times I've heard other statements being taken out of context, I have a difficult time believing that this was just a hospital threatening a small child.
Yeah,
No, it was the hospital looking at us like we were a trashy family, and they were looking at us like we were a piece of shit. And then they were like, you know what? We're gonna get a piss sample from him, and if we have to put a catheter in him, that's what we're gonna do.
Can you entertain the possibility that a hospital who doesn't know the people who are the subject of a potential CPS investigation may need to take those steps legitimately, and that it's not
okay? So then, Mr. Carroll, when all the drug tests came back negative, don't you think there should be an apology?
I would imagine that CPS and the hospital would be relieved that there were negative drug tests.
But they violated our rights to figure it out.
Your right to figure it out. It wasn't your right to figure it
No,
out.
they violated. They didn't just violate my rights. They violated every single person in this country. When one man's rights get violated, everybody's rights get violated.
The prohibition from the Fourth Amendment is against unreasonable searches and seizures.
It's unreasonable for a stranger to show up at another person's house and demand a drug screen from them. That is unreasonable to me. You're never going to convince me,
There are circumstances
Mr. Carroll,
in which it may not be unreasonable.
if I show up to your house and I don't know you and I demand a drug screen from you, that is unreasonable.
If you have authorization by being part of CPS, it may not be unreasonable.
No, it's it's even more unreasonable then, because it's an agent from the state violating your rights to do so. It's even worse.
Let's say a person reports seeing somebody inject their child with drugs. They report that to
Okay,
CPS,
that's a
and
different
CPS
story. That's a different story.
CPS
You have
shows up.
first-hand knowledge.
All they've heard is this allegation. They haven't seen it
Mr.
themselves.
Carroll, that would...
A CPS worker shows up. Is that reasonable or is that unreasonable?
If somebody physically with their own eyes saw somebody shooting up a kid, then yes, that's very reasonable.
But the CPS worker didn't see it themselves. They relied on the report from somebody else.
Okay, but that somebody else said, I saw it with my own eyes, then yes, that sounds credible.
Is the
And if
CPS
it turns
worker
out to be
supposed
not
say,
true,
I don't believe you, I think you're lying, and ignore it?
but if it turns
How
out to
do they know
not
they're
be
telling the
true,
truth if they don't verify it?
okay, but then if they verify it and it's wrong, shouldn't there be consequences for the caller that said they saw something that they didn't?
Potentially, but then you're in the
Okay.
situation of, did somebody make a false allegation? Then you have to prove through a criminal standard that they actually maliciously made the false allegation. I understand
Yeah,
you're
and just-
frustrated, and I can sympathize with you a lot for these situations, but you have to
Right.
acknowledge that there are reasonable hypotheticals in which this circumstance could occur.
And let me just tell Jennifer Klein, and no, I had a Norco, and no, Jennifer Klein, I've had prescriptions for Norcos on and off that the hospital gives me because of my medical condition, Jennifer Klein. So if I took one, it was one that was probably prescribed to me, okay, Jennifer Klein, but you can take something once in a while and not be addicted to it. That's what Kfar says. He says he drinks on live streams, but he's not an alcoholic. Which I agree with him, but I bust his balls because he busts other people's balls. You know what I mean? So I only do it to bust the kid's balls and to show him he has a double standard. That's the reason why I do any of this, Mr. Carroll. So remember that comment you gave me that pointed out that I have double standards sometimes? But I use the double standard to point out other people's double standards.
Josh, do you want to show people have double standards, or do you want to have people live normally with double standards? You can go ahead and live with your double standards. Is that what that is? Are you just trying to normalize double standards so you're okay with yours?
No, I'm trying to show them that the behavior is bad and that they do the behavior that they call is bad. But then when you point out that they're doing the behavior they consider bad, they justify it to why it was okay for them to do the behavior, but not somebody else. That's called, it's like being a family scapegoat is a classic example of it. I'm fascinated by this stuff. I just started learning about it psychologically, how like a family scapegoat will basically take all the negative qualities of a family and they'll be projected onto them. And then it was like, holy shit, that's exactly what happened to me. Like everybody's negative qualities got projected onto me somehow. And then when I show them and say, look, you have a double standard, not me, they quickly try to dismiss it or justify it or whatever. You know what I mean? So
you mean like
hi, buddy.
Just like
Hi, I'm getting off right now.
Okay.
Come here, buddy.
Please, for the love of God, Josh.
Listen, do you want to say hi, Jennifer Klein?
Bye, Jennifer Klein.
Hi, bye, Jennifer Klein. Say hi, K-Farm.
Bye.
Say hi.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Okay,
bye.
I gotta go, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you all for being here.
Please
And you guys suck, all of you on the internet that fucking talk shit. Screw you guys. You don't know me. Don't need to know me. Mind your fucking business. Good night.
Well, that was Dawn, ladies and gentlemen. But okay, say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Say I'm gonna hang out with my dad,
I'm gonna hang out with my dad.
and my dad is the coolest.
My dad is my coolest.
Is he really though? Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Everyone